didn't click that. Stupid freaking website. One moment. Oh, YouTube app, will you please help me? Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. It's Monday, bitch. Less than a minute in, we're already swearing. Happy Monday. Monday is race day. Starting lineup here. Christopher Bell, Martin Truex Jr. Truex is really good at Loudon but never won there. Bell's the defending winner. Eric Almirola, past New Hampshire winner. Joe Logano, great at New Hampshire. Ryan Blaney, Tyler Reddick, William Byron. Bubba Wallace, top 10 starting spot. Toyotas are strong. It's always been a Toyota-friendly track. What's up, Karen? Brad Keselowski, really strong here. Be nice to see him get a win. Kyle Busch starting in the top. Well, he's got to go to the rear, I think, backup car, but he'll probably be a factor. Austin Dillon sucks. Dan Suarez, Kevin Harvick, John Deere, Kyle Larson. Those are your top 15 anyway. I would have probably took a Kyle Larson bet because he was 10-1. You never get to take Larson at 10-1, so that's probably what I would have done. I would have taken a chance on a Hendrick car, even though I think this is going to be a very Toyota-dominated race. Guest starring Joey Logano and Brad Keselowski. You got to think Logano is going to be good here, and Brad should be. As good as RFK is now and as good as Brad has been there in the past, they got to break through soon. I think they could have won Atlanta for sure. A lot of guys feel like they could have won Atlanta. I came on early. The broadcast is not on yet, but Bob Piker said they fired up engines about a minute ago. So when they come on the air, they're going to be running pace laps. Have my second interview tomorrow with One Support. Wish me luck. So I can be free from my Dollar General pain, even though it's not pain. It's physical pain more than anything. It's not mental anguish. It's physical anguish. My back hurts a lot. So I need to take my lazy ass home for a while. Don't even know what show this is they're showing on USA, but it's better muted, I'm sure. I woke up at 9. I got the phone call for my second interview, or my follow-up at 9 this morning. They interviewed me Friday. They called today to ask a couple more questions, set up a second interview tomorrow. So they called me at 9 a.m. When my phone started ringing at 9 a.m., I said, damn, it's 11:30 already, because I'd set an alarm for like 11:30 to be up for this. And in my head, I'm like, damn, it's 11:30. And then I realized, oh, shit, they're calling about that job thing. So I reached over and snatched my phone real quick. Didn't want to miss that call. All right, Dick Wolf, get off my television. Because it's race day.
It's the rare Monday afternoon NASCAR Cup race. The weather has pushed the start of this race 21
Cars are rolling.
We're just minutes away now from the green flag. Pre-race ceremonies happen with a great anthem and flyover.
Well, NASCAR didn't show the anthem. I ain't watching no more. I ain't watching no more. They are coming to the green. We come on the air. They're going down the backstretch. Lights are out on the pace car.
We see the cars out on track. They have been fired up and rolled off.
Am I crazy, or are we coming to the green now?
Crew Chief Steve Letarte, Rick Allen with you, as well as our drivers, Dale Earnhardt Jr., Jeff Burton. On pit road, Dave Burns, Kim Kuhn, and Marty Snyder will handle all of the stories and breaking news that happened during this race.
It's a bright sunny day in New Hampshire. It's in the low 80s, and the temperature's going to climb by the end of the race.
Favorite when you come here to New England and New Hampshire that you're going to be looking at?
Well, the two favorites you see right here on your screen, right behind the pace car, but I have to pick Martin Truex Jr. is the one I really have circled. Christopher Bell is dominant here, but Martin.
Guess we're not going to the grid. The lights were out on the pace car, and I was like, wait, it must be a malfunction.
I think today may be the day. That long winless streak is over. He's won 2 times. I think not only could it be his day here in New Hampshire, a win here might be what propels him to a championship.
And Junior, Jeff, guys, we've waited a day. How difficult is that on the mindset of a driver to come back on a Monday to race?
Well, you just got to have that same intensity that you had yesterday morning when you got up. You're excited about the race. Now you got to wait even longer. This is when leadership and urgency, either from the driver or the crew chief, they get the team riled up back into the game. You got to realize this is just as important and critical as it was yesterday. I look around in the lineup as we're standing out there on pit road getting ready to get the anthem, and I see
After a year and a half of working in a store, I don't understand the process of most things.
I tell you, the other thing that happens is you really talk a lot about what your car was doing on practice on Saturday.
God damn it.
To do that.
Another fucking pace lap.
That I spoke to has spoken to that crew chief kindly about their
Look,
car.
the leaderboard shows me 15 drivers today. That's more than usual. Usually it's 13 or 14.
I've had that on my mind ever since I got out of that car on Saturday.
Yes, Saturday was practice and qualifying. Want to check out today's starting grid. Brought to you by Crayon.
Crayon, because we're all 8 years old.
Two of the best in practice and qualifying. They will bring the field to the green flag.
Well, this season's hottest driver, William Byron, back there in row 4 wins already this year. Not a track where his stats will say he should be a favorite. Can he break through?
Back in row 7, Kevin Harvick will start in the 13th position. Actually, on the wall here, turn 4 is named Harvick. Turn 4, obviously, for his retiring at the end of the season. The track doing something very special for him. Thanks, Kevin. And there it is. Harvick, turn 4.
You see a little bit further back. Bowman back there in row 13, looking to find that win, trying to get into the playoffs. Chris Buescher currently in playoffs.
Interesting that the turn 1, turn 2 grandstand is the most crowded, it looks like to me.
And Ty Gibbs in row 18 had a big moment at qualifying. I think he is sitting on a rocket ship, though. We'll see if he can get through the field.
He's got a lot of work in front of him. And speaking of in front of this field, the Toyota Camry TRD leading the field as the official pace car. And Jeff Burton was supposed to be in there, but obviously because of things accelerating and going racing so quickly. Jeff, are you okay not being in the pace car and taking care of the field today?
Well, it's an honor to be asked to drive the pace car, but you know what? I love being up here with you guys, so we're going to watch a cool race, and I'm excited about that.
Checking pit road speed.
And the field making their way onto pit road. We'll do the same. We'll head down to Kim Kuhn. How's the 9 team looking, Kim?
Well, not great, Rick. They did the tire test here back in the spring, and from that felt really good about their setup coming into this weekend. But when they unloaded Saturday, they were completely
Saturday?
Crew Chief Alan Gustafson told me both their long run and their short runs needed work. Chase did not like the feel of the car, so Dave, it is going to be a battle for this team from the 18th starting.
New Hampshire's not been a very Hendrick-friendly racetrack. Chevrolet hasn't won here since 2016, and it was Kevin Harvick.
Dropping to the rear of the field. That after a qualifying crash in which the 8 car ended up in the outside wall in turn 2. Now he gassed the car and he saved quite a bit of damage, so they didn't go to a backup car, but they repaired this car and will have to move to the rear of the field. Kyle Busch all day long from the back. That'll be fun to see.
Dave, Christopher Bell starts from the pole today with 2 things in mind. Number 1, the race win, but number 2, the regular season championship. As he told me yesterday, our finishes lately have been, quote, atrocious, but we're only 37 points out of the regular season title, and with it, the 15 bonus points.
Christopher Bell is quietly the most solid driver in the Cup Series today. Nobody ever talks about him. He's pretty low-key.
Christopher Bell, Rick, is going for back-to-back wins here in the Granite State.
Yeah, and Marty, when he says atrocious, obviously his bar has been raised.
Bell looks like he's going to take the outside and put Truex on the bottom, and they're hitting 1 to go now. Playoff bubble, Harvick has a massive gap. Buescher and Keselowski are safe, but 15th and 16th, Suarez and McDowell are only 3 to the good. Bubba Wallace 3 out. Allmendinger's only 13 out. Allmendinger's had a good rally here to put himself in position to have a chance. Gibbs hanging in there, and Cindric as well. That's the cut line.
Not to mention, nowhere on this is Chase Elliott.
Right.
And, you know, there's a question, can he get in on points? Can he get in on a win? At some point, races and opportunities are running out. So
After today, we only have 6 races left. Excuse me, and 5 open playoff spots. Unless we get a new winner today, then we will have 4 left. With Daytona looming and a couple of road courses. I think that's key for Cindric, Allmendinger, Michael McDowell.
And they think that's very important. That number 1 pit
So I think AJ and his team got to feel really good about their chances with 2 road courses in Daytona. AJ can make the playoffs.
We'll see how they do.
Green flag. What's the grip level out here? It's a green racetrack in the hot sun. They didn't mention a competition caution. I don't know if we're getting one or not. I guess they'll surprise us. Bell, Truex, and Logano. Almirola 4th, and then behind that, the whole field's still 2x2.
Coming into turn number 3, affecting these cars. We saw it there as they exit 4 for the first time.
Bell's going to lead lap 1. Truex got a good run off the corner.
Almirola.
Big move back here. Michael McDowell swinging out on Austin Dillon to go 3 wide. Allmendinger puts the bumper. Allmendinger gets a bumper from Austin Dillon. I can't talk today. I did just wake up a little while ago. Truex going for the lead. He's going to take it pretty easily here. I could tell off of turn 4 on the first lap that Truex has got a better car at the moment. Although he got loose off 4 that time. Didn't repeat turn 4 that lap. Man, these cars look edgy. These cars look edgy on corner entry. Truex takes the lead off of 2.
Yeah, the guy on the bottom just struggles to be able to get to the throttle to accelerate, where the guy on the outside has that ability. You see Truex driving away from the 20 here.
Yep. Now Truex puts a gap on him.
Joe Logano.
Logano
Battle for second place.
closing in.
22 car.
Penske's been mostly invisible this year outside of Atlanta and Charlotte.
On the first lap, here's the start.
Yeah, down into turn 1, it just kind of slides up, takes
This
every bit.
Allmendinger, Austin Dillon, Stenhouse battle still going on here. They got by McDowell. McDowell had passed both of those guys. Now he's behind them and Chase Elliott. I wonder what happened there.
Austin Dillon, the 47, that blue Kroger car, Ricky Stenhouse Jr. This battle, this whole group is just outside the top 10.
Allmendinger has the hot spot in that.
Another 3-wide battle. Justin Haley, Todd Gilliland, Ryan Preece.
On the inside of 3.
They're stacking up.
And there's a little contact on the front straightaway between the 31 and Todd and the 38 there. A lot of 3-wide racing back in the field. It's pretty tough back here. You see that shot right there, gives you an understanding of how much side-by-side is happening outside the top 10.
I think there's really a little bit of strategy being played deep in the field. We're expecting a competition yellow around lap 30.
Lap 30 competition caution. Okay. Thank you for the clarification, Steve Letarte.
Todd Gibbs slowly moving through traffic. Are those cars saving a little bit of tire? Do they plan on staying out at lap 30, or will the leader stay out in front of them?
There's Michael McDowell in the 34, and he's working to the inside of that 3.
I like that paint scheme on the 3. That's a really good Bass Pro paint scheme. Denny Hamlin's car is ugly as sin. Looks like he's sponsored by an aquarium.
Up the racetrack, Chris Buescher down on the bottom of the racetrack in the blue 17, trying to take that spot off of turn 2.
You talk about in practice and how the cars drove then. This track is going to change drastically. So if your guy's not running well right now, don't panic. There's no rubber on this racetrack from all the rain, and it's going to change. A car that drives poorly now could be.
As Jeff Gordon would say, it's going to change dramatically.
Jeff, if I'm a fan, I'm panicking for a few guys. They're not going anywhere.
It's hard to pass. It's New Hampshire.
Harvick looking to the outside here, trying to go 3 wide around Cindric.
Even if you got a really good car here, it's a struggle.
It's cleared right across the nose of the 4 car.
They take those stupid mud flaps off these cars. They don't do anything.
Right on the front bumper of Kevin Harvick's machine.
This shows everyone at home those seams you talked about a couple days ago, guys, between the different paving lanes and how deep and grippy they can be. And take another little look at it here. Like, there's one of those big seams and how it affects the car.
Yeah, there's 3 lanes of good asphalt, and above that, old, worn out asphalt.
Boy, if I think my Saturday streams are dead on a Monday afternoon, I'm definitely going to be talking to myself all day.
Of each of the 3 grooves on the bottom, the darker asphalt right here has very, very big seams. You just got to drive right across them. You can't sit on top of them through the corner.
William Byron passing Bubba Wallace for 7th.
Bubba Wallace.
A pass at New Hampshire.
So Byron up to the 7th spot.
And that's an interesting pass to me because the Toyotas had been more dominant here over the past. Definitely had good qualifying and practice speeds. Good to see the Chevrolet there, Byron's car, the Hendrick Chevrolet, moving forward.
I love Keselowski. Man, RFK's paint schemes are awesome. RFK and Trackhouse changing the game for cool paint schemes. Or wraps, because they're not paint schemes anymore. It's all wraps now.
I thought Brad looked really good in practice.
This is a great racetrack for Brad.
Brad could kind of show up and win. Maybe not raw speed. He wasn't quite faster than Truex and Bell. But if you get Brad some track position, he is not the type of driver to go make mistakes. He would be very difficult to get by.
I want to welcome BuildSubmarines.com on board. That's the onboard camera that we're taking a look at. Really interesting, BuildSubmarines.com. It's actually a hub for people interested in joining this generational effort, which will sustain individuals and families, improve communities, better equip those.
Some slight contact with the 99. Brad leaning on his door.
And Rick, we thank them for this incredible view of Brad Keselowski as he tries to get by Daniel Suarez here to get the 9th position back. You know, you guys talk about how the racetrack is changing. Steve, also a brand new tire for these crew chiefs to deal with. I talked to Brad Keselowski's crew chief, Matt McCall, before the race today, and he said, you know, it's a really interesting dynamic. You know, there's a lot of cars clearly with a lot of front-end speed, but this softer tire is supposed to fall off and degrade through the run so much, Steve, that there are some people who are really focused on the end of the run and making sure they were better there. So how tough is that challenge for crew chiefs when a new tire?
Byron making a lot of progress here by New Hampshire standards, making 2 passes in the top 10. That's pretty good progress. He's catching a 45 now.
And been a requirement to put on under caution for decades now. This flat racetrack, you know, they do lose grip. They do slow down. They do get slippery. But every caution, it seems like they cool back down and they take off. And new tires just aren't a big enough advantage to drive through the field. Today will be the test. Have we got a tire soft enough that you must come to pit road, or you can drive through the field and make passes? It's going to be interesting to track.
The exit of turn 2 so far, I've seen a lot of guys have trouble, and that's not uncommon. Tyler Reddick right here, sideways.
Damn.
The corner.
Leave it to Reddick will be the first guy to get loose. When I was at Charlotte, he was out of control. It was really fun to watch.
It's a very tight corner. Hard to leave with the car going straight. You're having to turn, and that makes it want to spin the rear tires. Let's listen to what they had to say. So that's great radio. I don't feel loose. I didn't know that was going to happen. And that's Loudon in a nutshell. You're leaving turn 2, you think everything's great, you got a lot of wheel in it, you go to the throttle, next thing you know, you're chasing the back of the car. If you can get off turn 2 here, that is how you win races.
Speaking of winning races, Martin Truex Jr. would love
Truex, Bell, Logano, Almirola, and Blaney.
hasn't done it yet. It's the NASCAR Cup Series
14 laps till they throw a competition caution. Truex driving away. It's about what we expected so far. Ozzy, what are you doing, buddy? Mondays. That just means I'm sad because I got to go back to work tomorrow. But I'm not as sad because I have hope. A way out. Tomorrow at 3 when I get that second interview. I was actually, I woke up this morning at like 6, but fell back asleep. I got pissed off when I woke up at 6. I didn't go to bed till like 1:30. Actually, maybe I was asleep before then. I can't remember. And oh yeah, I forgot, Ryan Newman's in this race. Yeah, quick commercial.
Save up to 30% odds.com today. Make sure to follow @BushBeer on Twitter and tweet #BreakForBush, #sweepstakes during every commercial break for your chance to win $2,500.
21 laps complete. Remember, about 9 away from that competition yellow around lap 30.
Kyle Larson started 15th, fell to 20th. Boy, I would have whiffed today so far.
The slipping and sliding. So
Said after 15 laps or so, this tire falls off 3/10 to a full second.
Not handling well.
Maybe we'll see some comers and goers today.
Good handling car.
they don't exist.
Maybe this tire is the cure for the shit racing at Phoenix. I don't know.
One driving good at this plate. That's what I would have told my driver this week. I laugh and I say that kind of a jest, but not really. It's real simple. These are all driving bad. Some are just driving bad faster than others.
So does that mean nobody's going to come to pit road?
Oh, no, people are
After
gonna
20
come
laps,
in.
you're driving real bad.
You can
According to
help
them
your
in this
driver
new tire.
drive better. But Junior, Jeff, I mean, you agree, like no one out there says, oh, my car's doing everything I want it to do, because if it does something good, you try to go a little faster.
William Byron's not been able to get by Tyler Reddick for 6th. That was looking promising before the break. Denny Hamlin's up to 12th. He was kind of the odd man out on the Toyotas as far as speed goes through qualifying. Cindric and Keselowski
This is a great example.
almost a wreck there.
If I was completely underneath him and you just don't have grip on that bottom groove, and Larson's trying to get him up the racetrack and they make a little bit of contact, I'm going to see that all day.
Hey, that's just good hard racing.
It looked like Cindric didn't want to give him any of the racetrack, so he stayed in his position, maybe a little bit lower than he normally would have exited.
Well, he's losing positions and he's trying to stop that. He's trying to find himself.
Yeah, Larson's
somewhere
out to
he can find
lunch.
consistency.
The only Hendrick car that looks good to me is William Byron. I think Chase is pretty decent. Chase has made a lot of progress.
Favorites here. He's from Berlin.
Byron's car's solid.
And you see how far away the fours drove.
With the 48 and the 5, what the hell?
He thinks in his mind, you are holding me up, even though I can't get underneath you right here.
And there's Ryan Preece. I really want Ryan Preece to have a great day. If he was going to have a great day driving this hunk of shit car, he'd be here. Ooh, loose.
Larson be even more aggressive.
This would be the perfect track for Preece to show up and get a top 10.
Off the get-go, couple laps, but now getting in the back of the 17 of Chris
And yeah, Harvick's not having a good day either.
trying to move forward. He has the speed to do it.
Steve mentioned the competition caution about 4 laps away. So everybody trying to get as much information as they can that they'll tell their team what kind of changes they want to make for the next almost 40 laps to end stage 1.
Harvick's so good here, has a really unique line. A lot of guys, everybody goes into the corner up the racetrack. He stays in that third groove all the way around on corner exit. Watching the leader here, Truex, and you see the gap back to the 20 car, Christopher Bell, 1 second. In second place, Logano's faded just a bit.
We see the Xfinity fastest lap turned by Martin Truex Jr. It happened on lap 5, 30.518 seconds, and average over 124 miles an hour. Really amazing. I thought they slow down to just under 100 miles an hour in the corners here. It's so flat. 2 degrees to 7 degrees of banking in the corners.
Yeah, and what all the teams, crew chiefs, drivers are looking at right now is how much speed are these tires giving up? Competition caution in just a few laps. Martin Truex Jr., that fastest lap to what he's running now is about 3/4 of a second. So new tires could be important, Dave.
Connecticut-born Joey Logano.
Logano's lost 4 seconds to the lead, but he runs third.
The car just needs to turn when he's off the brake, rolling the center of the corner. Those adjustments will be made on this.
Allmendinger spun off a 2. Caution's out.
Or the 16, AJ Allmendinger has spun out.
Dale Jr., Johnny on the spot.
Off the turn 2.
AJ spun. Looks like he just looped and kept going. Didn't hit anything, but they saw a lot of smoke. They threw the caution.
Left rear's down. Left rear's down. He's running.
Left rear looks up to me
So he had good track
right
position.
now.
Didn't lose too much track position. Was able to get it going.
Although it's starting to bounce.
Quickly.
So this should be the competition caution. Did AJ get any help? Nah, he just was on the bottom, got back in the gas, and the
Don't know if he got the
rear
left
end came
brake
around.
there, trying to exit low, but the car comes around.
Didn't hit nothing. He's all good. He was running 11th. I think he might have lost 2, 3 spots.
It's very difficult due to the low sidewall on this tire. It's hard to catch this thing as it's starting to spin around on you, and you don't have that side force, that straight right rear quarter panel they've had for decades to help you save that car.
He spun running 11th, and he's cycled back around at 15th.
He's 15th. So
Not that bad of a loss.
didn't hit anything. Tires look up. They'll open pit road here in a minute.
Gives Noah Gregson a lap back.
And Noah Gregson gets the free pass. Oh. Ryan Newman and a Rick Ware car's outrunning Noah Gregson.
Saturday was his birthday, turned 25. So
Semi-retired Ryan Newman in the worst car in the field. Is doing better than Noah Gregson.
tabs on your fantasy lineup.
Who races here every week. Who races every week.
Adjust your picks until the end of stage 2. You can visit NASCAR.com/fantasy or
Hey, we got a lot of midweek racing this week. NASCAR today, SRX on Thursday.
I think you're going to see a chunk of cars come to pit road, but it wouldn't shock me to see someone stay out or to see a
I think you
variety
gotta
of
pit.
tires. Maybe it's not an automatic 4 tires. I know there's a little more fall
I know this
off.
stage is shorter than the
So
second stage, so maybe you try something here.
Old tires, how well can you survive the next 35 or 38 laps? That may be too big of a challenge. That may be the
See,
nobody wants to
well,
have old tires.
Stenhouse stayed out.
Gives up third position now, getting at least 2 fresh Goodyear tires, and Sunoco
Ricky Stenhouse stayed out. He looks like the only one.
wants the car to turn better. Marty.
Both Martin Truex Jr. and Christopher Bell, the teammates, say they're way too free on entry and on exit as well. Talked to Adam Stevens, Christopher Bell's crew chief, before the race. He told me he felt like this #1 pit stall that they got after they won the pole is maybe one of the most advantageous of the entire NASCAR calendar.
You sure it's not as good as Charlotte? Speaking of Charlotte, who benefited from that pit stall? William Byron. Who just won the race off pit road? William Byron. A lot of 2-tire stops here. Byron, Hamlin, McDowell, Suarez.
the
2 tires, and Ricky Stenhouse Jr. stayed out.
Once again, racing on a Monday in New Hampshire. So many great historic moments that have taken place around this racetrack. And remember, Chris Nation, Loudon the Lobster will be in Victory Lane at the end of this
The lobster's name is Loudon. Excuse me, I'm thirsty. Thirsty and trying to stretch my legs during this yellow. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. Doubled up and ready for the green. Who's here? There's two of you. It's Monday. You bastards not have jobs. Kidding.
Sonic 2 for $7 deal. For limited time only at Sonic. Liberty Mutual Insurance. Only pay for what you need. And by the new movie Gran Turismo. Based on a true story only in theaters.
Based on a true video game, Gran Turismo.
2x2 once again, and this time coming up close to us there in that Kroger 47 is Ricky
Stenhouse, Byron, Truex, Hamlin. Stenhouse on no tires, Byron on 2, Truex on 4. This should be quick work for Truex to get this lead back. Christopher Bell shuffled a few cars back. Oh, man, Byron washed up the track. Truex loose off of 2. Byron takes the lead back. Clean air, Byron.
24 of William Byron did not give Ricky Stenhouse Jr. much option, but give him the lane in 1 and 2. He knew that.
See what clean air can do for a Hendrick car.
I think with the 47 stayed out, he's running inside the top 15.
Denny Hamlin plummeted right away. Bell and Logano about to make contact. Damn, they're 3 wide. Blaney, Bell, Logano. Both sides, both sides. One in front of you. 20's got the 99 in front of him.
Yeah, back here, it's just crazy how much aggression there is.
Halfway through stage 1.
Put people in bad situations to be able to take spots. A lot of 3-wide racing back through the field.
Looks like the grandstands have filled in a lot more even since the race started. Keselowski almost hit Elliott.
Not intentional, but, you know, 2 cars going across the racetrack.
You would think that when you put new tires on, they just blast off with tons of speed, but they don't. These cars at this racetrack slide around a great deal on new
Stenhouse
tires,
went from the
and
lead to
it's the best
6th,
time to pass, so
hanging on pretty well for now. Byron out front, Truex 2nd, Reddick 3rd. I think Reddick took 4 tires.
Cost Christopher Bell quite a bit of track position during this cycle of pit stops. He's trying to work hard to get back up through there, as is Logano.
Keep talking about turn 2. Well, look at the 4 car, Kevin Harvick. Leaves the corner, thinks everything's fine. Now all of a sudden the car's sideways. He has to have a big lift, and everybody stacks up behind him.
We had the same exact situation on the very first start of the race, Jeff. Something I'm sure he's telling the crew they need to work on.
Little contact there. Daniel Suarez.
There's good pace in that 4 car for Harvick once the run gets going, but on cold tires on restarts, he's had his hands full. This 47 car, Stenhouse continues to fade back through the field. He's hoping it will level off at some point. Everyone else is trying to
Stenhouse is out of the top 10 now, fading pretty hard.
Custer, he put on 2 tires, so all the crew chiefs are watching to see what can happen with those cars. Track position or new tires, which is better?
Clean Air is doing William Byron just fine on those 2 tires. Bell had a slow stop, as well as putting on 4 tires. So they didn't take advantage of that first pit stall on the first stop. Tino Vice City later, possibly. That's what I'm thinking about.
You see right here, over 4 seconds lost, nearly 5 seconds lost between the 20 and the 19.
Gibbs, Busher, Stenhouse threat. Stenhouse struggling. Don't worry, Stenhouse, you only got 30 more laps on these 40-lap old tires. I ain't going to stop the lead. These guys are like vultures behind him, picking him off. Truex pressuring Byron for the lead now.
So now he started dead last, and he is in 15th. Good drive toward the front.
Up top, things heating up for the lead as Martin Truex Jr. looks to the inside of that 24.
It's be interesting to see how he can complete this pass. He's going to try to back up this entry to 1 and entry to 3 here. And now he's trying to throttle up, accelerate on corner exit, turn the car underneath, not able to get even close to that 27 car Byron as Byron adjusts his line.
Oh, 47 car.
47 in the wall.
Way up the racetrack.
Or maybe he kept it out of the wall. I don't think he hit the wall. I think he just got way out of the groove. There's a penalty on Austin Dillon here as they run. Speeding. Oh.
Struggling with the balance of this car.
He must have pitted under green, maybe? Wake up, NBC. Oh, they're just listing the penalties from the previous stop. It was Austin Dillon, Corey LaJoy. Byron put a gap on Truex. Truex is really good off of 4. We noticed that when he took the lead early in the race. On lap 1, he came roaring off turn 4. And I think that's where he's better than everybody. Now he's putting together a pretty good 1 and 2. He's to the inside of Byron. Took that run off of 4. He carried it all the way through 1 and 2.
We have 4. Those guys around you have 2. He said, I think we're going to be on the right side of it. And he just might, Rick, as he goes.
They are on the right side of it. Truex retakes the lead.
He's going to be able to get in front, but will there be a crossover move by William Byron? Doesn't look like it's going to happen. Oh, Byron's
Reddick and Byron loose off of 4.
So what data point I saw there is 10 laps. It took 10 laps for what I consider the best car in the field to run down another very good car on 2 tires. You know, what Jeff's mentioning, it doesn't mean it's completely out of the playbook. It just has to be at the right time in the race.
And closing in on William Byron now is the 45 of Tyler Reddick. If you look behind here, that 45 is going to be coming in a hurry, and William is looking in the mirror trying to see how much that car's gaining lap after lap.
And William Byron has actually never finished in the top 10 here in New Hampshire, so I asked crew chief Greg Fugel.
Stenhouse going to want to slap his crew chief, leaving him out there like that.
He said finding pace on the track, trying different lines. We've seen him do that already, but the one thing they felt like they could work on is just outright passing people. They didn't have the speed. They felt like that JGR had obviously 2 tires, Dave, affecting their run during this second part of stage 1.
Tyler Reddick's team waved a carrot in front of their driver. They said, you will catch the 24 before the end of the stage. Go get him.
25 laps to go in stage 1.
In front of Tyler Reddick.
And my cable just froze. So is that just going to stay frozen? Is that a USA Network problem or is that a cable problem? They were about to go to commercial anyway, so I got time to figure this out. What's going on with my cable? Oh, it's doing an emergency broadcast test. Okay, why? Why do we have to interrupt my program for this? Northland Cable, via whatever you're fucking called. Okay. I'd like to watch the race now. I said I'd like to watch the fucking race now, you stupid cunts. USA Network, NASCAR. And they did go to commercial, but Jesus Christ, I like how my kids say, hey, we're going to turn your shit off. Hey, emergency broadcast this. We can do it any other time. We're going to do it right now. I mean, you could do it at like 3 in the morning when nobody's fucking watching cable just to make sure the shit works, but no, they're going to do it in the middle of the afternoon. I don't see AJ in the top 15 anymore. His day's probably ruined just because of one spin.
NASCAR Drive, that's your live race day companion. You're able to follow your favorite drivers with access to their in-car cameras. And then you can choose some alternate camera angles. You can customize your entire streaming experience. Just visit NASCAR.com/drive, or you can download the NASCAR mobile app to watch all of the action. All right.
Truex cruising on a Monday. It is Monday. Mondays are for Martin. Ty Gibbs, 13th, started in the back, had a bad qualifying lap.
The green flag came out at the start of this race.
And he's in a Toyota, and they've obviously got speed. He's getting better and better as the year goes on. Oh, Alex Bowman just bonked him in the rear. Didn't really do anything to him.
Inside the top 15 or 16. Car looked amazing in practice. The two teammates of the 19 and the 20 have been unreal since they came off the truck. This could be the type of day Ty Gibbs has been waiting on very early still in his Cup career. Dave.
So, Steve, you know how you get by with a little help from your friends. That's what Alex Bowman is doing today because William Byron was so good in practice and qualifying yesterday compared to Bowman. His teammates, they got the setup from them. They put on this car, and so far, it's okay. Bowman not struggling too badly here on the Magic Mile. Struggling would be the case for Kyle Busch starting at the back of the pack. We teased a little bit that it'd be a show watching him come forward. It hasn't happened yet.
Kyle Busch is 27th.
On top of the track, and he's just trying to keep his momentum and pace right now before they can really work on this Chevy.
You're gonna have to sing that line next time, Dave, if you're gonna go with that one.
He gets by with a little help from his friends.
There you go. Well, the 8, I mentioned earlier, I thought he was saving some tires and going to stay out the caution. There was a big plan. They're just slow. And that's rare for this 8 team. Raylan Burdett has had an unbelievable, really, 2 seasons, even with Tyler Reck and now with Kyle Busch has continued. And Kyle's first year at RCR has been impressive. We haven't really seen this team completely miss it. And I haven't given up on them yet. Right. The track, where a couple adjustments, the right call, get a little track position. They're never really out of it.
Bell running 7th.
Now 15 laps. 16 still, just under 16 to go.
Only 3 cars in the top 10 took 2 tires. Byron in 2nd, Hamlin in 5th, McDowell in 10th. So it's not a bad move.
Rick after that stop when they lost 9 spots. Christopher Bell encouraging to his crew. Said, hey guys, first stop of the day. We got a long way to go in this race. Interesting radio communication a moment ago, Steve. He talked about how he was free on entry. And
Where the hell is Ross Chastain?
you can dial 3 rounds.
Taking another week off.
That sounds like a massive adjustment. But in this new car, is that a big adjustment, Steve?
Well, in years past, every driver, every team could build their own brake adjuster. And 3 rounds would seem like a lot because they were trying to make it easy for the drivers to not have to spend a lot of time turning a knob. As part of
Knob.
this new car, the brake adjuster is another common item, which means 3 rounds is really a much finer adjustment than what we have seen in the past. The other thing is we don't know what they have set up. They might have had a lot of rear brake into it. So if they're already biased to the back and you go 3 rounds to the front, there's still more than enough adjustment.
I think Bell can get to 5th place here. He's got Blaney in front of him and Hamlin there who took 2 tires. So I think Bell can get back to 5th and set himself up for a good pit stop with the first pit stall.
This is the style of track. We don't really see that on Martinsville or the road courses where you use a ton of brake, right corner after corner. But here, much like Gateway, the long straightaways, a lot of brake abuse, and you have to kind of like fine-tune your tape because you need to have temperature in the brake to make it work well. And if you misjudge it, Dave, and your car's driving bad and you abuse the brakes, we can see a failure.
So far for Ryan Blaney, not driving bad. And that's good news because when I talked to him and his crew chief Jonathan Hassel before first practice, they said we really
Blaney passing Hamlin. See what kind of run Bell can get on this.
Coming into turn number 3 as he gets by Gunning Hamlin here. The bumps are bad, and we need to make sure we address that on the first practice. They did that. He qualified very well and is moving toward the front. On that last restart, he was 10th. He's all the way up to 5th now.
Bumps definitely an issue when you talk about New Hampshire as they get into turn number 3, and you see just how much those cars go up and down over the bumps getting into 3. Right now, Truex Jr., William Byron, Reddick, Almirola, Blaney, Hamlin, Bell.
Here comes Bell for 6th on his teammate Denny Hamlin.
All a part of the top 10 here in New Hampshire.
Truex, Byron, Reddick, Almirola. Soon to be Bell, top 5, 11 to go till the caution. Ricky Stenhouse is 35th. I'm assuming they gave up and pitted under green or something. Kyle Larson 11th. That's a massive improvement over how bad they were the first 30 laps. No, 48's 14th. Hendrick cars were waking up. Chase Elliott fell back. He's 18th. Cole Custer 20th in the 51. Ahead of Justin Haley, Ross Chastain, Chase Briscoe, Harrison Burton. You know, good cars. Kyle Busch still 26th. And the Legacy Motor Club cars are all 28th or worse. I don't think Bell's letting him lead. I think Bell came down pit road second, had a shitty pit stop, fell to 10th, but now he's crawled back to 6th. That's what happened. Byron led for a good while on 2 tires. Stenhouse just got lapped. Stenhouse stayed out, took the lead, and now he just went a lap down with 7 to go in the stage.
Fans, NASCAR, and the Premier Partners Sponsor, thank you. Visit NASCAR.com/thankyouFans to learn how you can win an exclusive
Thank you, fans.
experience just for being a fan. See the fans on the backstretch here at the Magic Mile. And Steve, you pointed it out this weekend. You put a little tape around your area so you secure it and then bring in your chairs.
It's like going out
right there on the grass.
Yeah, it's like going out on the beach early in the morning on vacation. You got to kind of claim your spot. Some of these families have been sitting on the backstretch, the same location for years and years.
Those seats that are really crowded just getting into turn 1, that's where I sat, I think, both years I went to New Hampshire.
Spent the money to upgrade this racetrack to what we know. We went in the tunnel for the first time. This is before I'd ever been to Daytona or any of the bigger tracks. And this place was like the Taj Mahal. I had never seen a track this big. I had never seen a track this well equipped. I mean, it was truly mind-blowing. I actually watched Mike McLaughlin win a pair of doubleheaders on opening weekend. One in a modified and one in a Busch Worth car.
Dave.
Tyler Reddick knows, and if you want to be the leader, you got to know what the leader is doing well.
Just look at what Martin's doing, his lane and everything. Just let me know what the differences are between these him. That 1 and 2 is the same amount as the 19 and a little better than him. Yeah, 3 and 4 was very similar. You pulled down a little earlier than him.
Truex off of 4, though, is going to win this race alone just on that.
And he's running right in front of Eric Almirola in the 4th position. Despite having pace, Eric is just battling an ill-handling car. They checked in.
Almirola says his car's ill-handling. He runs 4th. For a Stuart Haas car, that's pretty god. He's got to be driving a damn Maserati compared to his teammates. This is Almirola's best non-plate track.
To go in the stage.
You fortunately see that 47.
Bell about to get back in the top 5. He's got 3 laps to do it. And Blaney and Almirola are just in front of him.
A lap down and not the first car 1 lap down. This is Truex going by him.
Look at him shoot up the racetrack here. This is
Oh my god, Stenhouse doored Truex as Truex lapped him. Huh. The juniors today hit each other for some reason. 2 to go to the caution.
You know what I mean? That's just going to be that kind of day. Cars are going to drive horrible. Track is slick.
It's a good little battle right here with 2 to go.
It's slick and it's only getting hotter out there.
A little faster to 12, 12 a little faster to 10, the 10 a little quicker than 45. 24, Byron, though, has been able to hold on to that second spot, Steve, so that strategy for those guys paid off better than I think they even thought it would.
Yeah, I mean, it proves that if you have a good car, 2 tires will work. What we saw with Stenhouse.
Ross Chastain 20th. That's the first time I've seen his name pop up on the ticker all day. Kyle Busch still 27th. 1 to go.
4 tires and a big reset.
Yeah, speaking of options, coming to this final lap is where you can run on the racetrack.
I think Christopher Bell really charged turn one there to try to get to Blaney and Almirola and missed it. And it's going to keep him from getting the spot.
This is going to be the 6th stage win for Martin Truex.
Stage winner MTJ.
He comes out of 4 for the final time, and we'll see the green and white checkered flag. He wins stage 1, 58.
Byron second on 2 tires. Reddick third, Almirola fourth, Blaney fifth. Michael McDowell 10th. That's 1 point. Oh, Kyle Busch has got a problem. Oh my God, that car's all fucked up. Oh, Kyle Busch is wrecked again. He's destroyed the right side. Damn, Kyle. I ain't seen Kyle Busch have a weekend like this in a while. That car's fucked. It is killed. He's not lying. Look how far up off the ground the right front is. Kyle Busch is to get the hell out of New Hampshire. I had high expectations for Kyle this weekend.
You heard that. The right front is junk, and they've got damage on the right rear as
Well,
well.
What a way to end stage 1. Kyle Busch is destroyed. Truex is dominating. Definitely a Monday. I played GTA Online last night for like 6 hours. I'm stunned. And we're back.
Watching the NASCAR Cup Series Crayon 301 from New Hampshire Motor Speedway. Winning stage 1, Martin Truex Jr. right at the end of the stage. The 8 of Kyle Busch got into the wall after looking at a few of the replays. The 7 of Corey LaJoie also into the wall. We'll show you those replays in just a moment after pit stops. But first, we'll start with you, Dave.
Tyler Reddick gives up 3rd place, Rick, and he will get 4 Goodyear tires and Sunoco fuel. The team will try to match his balance closer to the leader, that of Martin Truex Jr. Tim.
Well, yeah, Byron, one of the few who's not complaining about his race car. He said it's good. I just need a little bit more rear grip, but taking 2 might have been the problem. Let's take 4 fresh Goodyears. You sold that right there, Marty.
Martin Truex Jr. led all but 11
Great stop for Byron. 9.3, 4-tire stop.
Still 2-3 at the end.
But Truex is going to beat him out of the pits. Truex, Byron, Christopher Bell back up to 3rd out of that first pit stall. Tyler Reddick drops 4 spots to 7th. He's the big loser in the top 10 there.
He's been running kind of high. Just behind him, though, Kyle Busch spins around.
And Kyle Busch did the same damn thing he did in qualifying, only a lot harder this time. And then damn, Corey LaJoie went in and hit the wall behind him. Is there something on the track? Allmendinger ran way wide. Kyle Busch wrecked, and then Corey LaJoie followed him in. That's interesting. the temptation to order food while I'm hanging out here.
If you're moving this summer, join the 6 million families.
Welcome back to Car Race on USA NBC Sports.
Pods. Save up to 30% at pods.com. That ends today.
Oh man, better act now.
So, Marty, it looked as though the 20 had an issue maybe on their pit stop. They came back onto pit road.
Bell had to pit again?
Pit road for this 20
Oh my
bunch
God.
today when Christopher Bell said we must execute with one of our best.
They're not executing. 2 shitty stops in a row.
9 spots on this stop. They left the left rear loose.
They didn't get the left rear taut, so Bell had to pit again, so he's going to go to the back.
Stevens with a pep talk to Christopher Bell said, listen, we keep putting it on your shoulders. It is not fair, but we deserve to be up front, and we can't fix that with a mistake.
Remember what happened to Allgaier when he got stuck in the back on Saturday? Hopefully Bell can survive. Kyle Busch just drove to the garage. Not surprised.
We saw the issue hitting the wall there coming at the end of the stage. Kyle Busch unable to repair this race car, and the 45 of Tyler Reddick. This one, I don't
Tyler Reddick too fast exiting. Hell, they lost 4 spots, and then he sped getting off pit road as well. So the 45 and the 20 going to the rear. The 8's in the garage.
We saw the 78 back there with the 45.
Everything's coming up Truex today.
With BJ McLeod. So now, up front, it's common names. Mark Truex Jr., William Byron. They make up row number 1. Just behind them, Almirola and Blaney. Then it's Hamlin.
Stage number 2.
Restart zone.
Well over 100 laps on this run. Truex way out front with a great launch. Keselowski swinging out 3 wide, a couple rows back under Suarez and Logano.
Making it 3 wide. Gonna see that all day. The restarts here.
And he throttles up. Slides
Oh, man.
99. So that's a win. That's a spot.
There was almost a wreck where Suarez is.
Aggressive move to the inside. Ty Gibbs back here in that 54 up the racetrack.
See, Bubba Wallace looked to the inside there of Suarez. Couldn't make the pass happen.
3 wide there with Harvick in the middle. Here comes
Kyle Larson going for
to the inside
7th.
of Brandon Lowe.
A little better each run. Oh, Harvick sends the 54, and Gibbs makes the save and drives on. I think Harvick might have got a little help himself, possibly.
Around the outside of 48 of Bowman.
Maybe Buescher was really close to Harvick, sent him up into the 54. No harm, no foul. They all drive on. Almirola into 2nd.
Almost 4 wide back there.
Damn,
Rick.
Elliott's in a shit
Chase
show.
Elliott, Chase struggling to try to get track position. It's kind of really not moved forward or backwards throughout this race, but
38 car Gillen, he's on 2 tires, I believe. Everybody's trying to get around him.
Bubba Wallace back in the top 10. Damn, they're 4 wide back there in the back. There's Reddick, Priest, Cindric, and Eric Jones. They're still 4 wide. Oh, the 2's leaning on the 43. That's in the very back.
trying to recover from
And yeah, Christopher Bell's right in the middle of this mess. They're 3 wide in front of Bell right now
traffic that we've already watched
in
all day
25th.
long run 2 and 3 wide, so this will be fun for them. At least fun for us.
Definitely just fun for us, not fun for Bell.
So great.
Harrison Burton still trying to get by that 3 of Dillon, and here comes Bell after the issues on pit road. He's going to work his way through the field. Now take another look at Gibbs here.
Yeah, Harvick in the middle. And they just come down the racetrack. Gibbs really doesn't give them the room that 3 wide would need. I'm not sure if he knew they were 3 wide, but
They barely touched,
Him, I think, coming down the racetrack.
Gibbs and Harvick.
And Harvick's not going to give up the spot. You know, Harvick's not going to back off and give him an inch here. Here's a 7 of.
Ooh, Corey LaJoie got another problem here. I'm surprised he's still running as hard as they hit the wall. Keep it out of the wall, Corey.
From the crash. You know, Ty Gibbs, we talked about him, how good of a job he's done of working himself up through the field. Clearly he crowded them, but he didn't lose a lot of spots. You know, he lost a couple spots. And those are the kind of things in a race, especially where it's hard to pass. If you lose 5 or 6 spots there, that might be the difference between having a chance to win, because now you got to go back through them. So, yes, he made a small mistake, but he didn't compound it and make it worse.
I'm surprised that Bell's guys are having such a bad day on pit road. They've been solidly one of the best crews for the last couple of seasons.
He's got speed in the car. Stay relaxed. Just try to get back.
3 wide, Austin Dillon, Priest.
Off at 7. He was in that issue at the end of the stage, then was trying to find minimum speed, couldn't do it. He had to go behind the wall. This will be the first DNF for Corey LaJoie. He was the
Corey
only
LaJoie out of the race. So that's Kyle Busch, Corey LaJoie done for the day.
no longer has that stat next to him.
Yeah, he's 24th overall in the point standings. He's 70 out of the playoffs, but unfortunately, you do have to applaud the effort throughout the season. I mean, already up to this point,
Toyota should be running
that's his first DNF.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
One still that hadn't had a
But the
DNF.
45 and the 20 have shot themselves in the foot, those teams.
On the track down there, if you watched, the track personnel didn't put the speedy dry or anything down there, so they didn't see
NASCAR's like, don't put anything over there. If there's something on the racetrack, leave it there to make this race more interesting.
That mystery is still unsolved.
They're hoping Truex drives in there and hits it first.
Tune in next week.
Unsolved
Tonight
mystery.
on Unsolved Shit.
Might not know till the end of the race, you know, that somebody had an issue or something was coming out of the car.
Interesting here, Reddick on the inside of Dillon.
Yeah. Top of the screen, the 24 now on equal tires with everyone else running in 3rd place, and Denny Hamlin as well. This 11 car, I didn't see the speed in Denny's car that you typically do at New Hampshire, but here we are in the race. He's plenty fast. Moving that car through the field, using strategy on the racetrack, but also able to pass cars.
Chase Briscoe, 15th. Wow, that's like a win for that team
After just what you saw,
to be running 15th.
It wasn't quite what I expected, and it seemed like they had maybe gone down a little bit different road than the 19 or the 20. And my words, not theirs. It sounded like they came back to that road of the 19 or the 20. So I'm not sure what set of item it was, but I think the 11 has got a little bit more standard of what we see here in New Hampshire, Marty.
And Steve, that's a very fair way to describe with the setup things they made or changes they made this morning. Denny Hamlin trying to get 3rd right here. When they made that 2-tire stop a moment ago, Denny was animated, said, man, I am struggling. And Chris Gabehart calmly
He held on.
said, hey, I know you're not happy right now, but we're
Now he's
here.
on
We still gained
4 fresh
5
tires,
positions.
got the track position. He's running 4th, about to be 3rd. He's going to pass William Byron here in the next few laps.
Clear from the driver. Let's not do 2 tires later in the race, but that did that first 2
Denny doesn't want to do 2 tires again. It got him up here. Now he just wants to keep 4 on it.
Chase Elliott running in the 22nd position, and New Hampshire has not been a great track.
New Hampshire sucks for Hendrick, period.
Last year's runner-up finish, he told me, was a little bit of an anomaly. He did not know why he did well last year. I talked to crew chief Alan Gustafson, and he said this is just a track where Chase is very picky about what he wants in the race car. We can never seem to get it perfect. Right now, Chase just complaining about no turn. He's loose ends.
Chase is 22nd.
Last stop, they took a long time to get adjustments. Alan telling the team we put all of the pieces of the puzzle together. Hopefully we can do something with it now. But right now, Chase Elliott's still mired back in the 22nd position.
A lot of work still in front of the 9 team. Interesting up front, you have Mark Truex Jr., who's never won here before, and then in second, Almirola and Hamlin both have been to victory lane here.
And see right here, Ryan Blaney was looking below the 24 of Byron. I need to do a little cleanup. I thought the 7 couldn't maintain minimum speed. That was incorrect. They reached minimum speed, which allows them to go to the garage, repair the bent suspension items, and
So
return.
Corey's not going to
So
DNF.
They have a chance to keep the lack of DNF streak continued. So we'll have to see. Standing by with another driver.
Blaney passing William Byron. Byron's not doing so hot this run.
Yep.
Did better on 2 tires than he did on 4. Oh boy, Kyle Busch interview.
Was there something on the track or something?
I was trying a different line, and it was too high. I just didn't like to be that high on entry.
God, Larson's passing William Byron.
The lateral grip that you need. So, hated for our Lenovo group. Our Chevy stuff was a little off this week for us anyway.
Maybe my Kyle Larson bet would have been a good one. Kyle handled that well. But yeah, Kyle Larson 5th, William Byron 6th, and losing another spot. Is the 24 got an issue?
Dave is cutting edge.
Because Byron looks like he's standing still compared to everybody else in the top 5.
After my second tour in a row.
Find out after this, maybe. Maybe they'll talk about Byron losing 3 spots in 2 laps. It's a lonely Monday. You know, maybe when I get this other job and the next time we have a Monday race and I can't stream it, it'll be a good thing. Nobody's going to hang out on a Monday stream anyway. William Byron is 8th. He just got passed by Brad Keselowski. Holy shit. Did they swap? Did the 5 and the 24 swap cars under the last caution? Rewrap them and swap cars?
NBC Sports coverage of NASCAR on USA is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Save when you bundle auto, home, or motorcycle insurance. Visit Progressive.com. Credit One Bank, the credit card company. And by Toyota. Let's go places.
William Byron is 9th. He just got passed by Michael McDowell. What is going on?
Still to go in stage 2.
What's up with the 24?
This 301
Talk about the 24.
Mark Truex Jr. already has been out front 83 laps. Now 84 as he just crossed the stripe. And you look at laps led by Mark Truex Jr. I think he claims all of these as home tracks, but I will
Home
say
tracks.
Richmond, so impressive.
Nah, you guys gave him those.
Racing for Mark Truex Jr. Really, I don't know when the switch flipped, but we always used to talk about Mark Truex Jr. couldn't win on a short track. Well, now he is very good on short tracks. See that?
He was always good on short tracks.
He has led
Just like Dale Earnhardt was always really good on road courses. He only won one, but Earnhardt was really good on road courses. He averaged like a top 5 finish. Dale Earnhardt good road courses. He was.
7 laps to go in stage 2. Start with Kim.
And Michael McDowell grabbing it.
What about William Byron? Got Truex as a 4-second lead. Crossed.
They hope for a top 10 here today. Crew Chief Travis.
A third of the way through the race.
A top 10 car is great on the long run. He's had minor complaints, otherwise feels very good about the Ford that's underneath him. Running behind him, William Byron has kind of descended.
Yeah,
down
what's
the
going on there?
leaderboard. He was running really well in the beginning of the race, and now, after those 4 tires he took, does not like the car. Take a listen.
Stay with the best you can. We'll get you fixed up. Yeah, we gotta be probably further than when we started. It's awful this way. Yeah, come on. Sorry, man. Hold on, I'll eat you. Try to find something different.
So Rudy Fugelman made an air pressure temperature adjustment on those 4 fresh good years he took at the end of stage 1. They're going to go back on what they're going to do next time he comes down pit road, Marty.
Kim, we saw the playoff leaderboard just a moment ago. Bubba Wallace, who was so good here at New Hampshire last year.
Bubba rebounding, looking for a top 10 spot here. Although he loosens up and Harvick's going to get under him. Bubba was sizing up Suarez for a move. Now he's getting passed. And Christopher Bell is closing in on both of them. Bell's going to get back in the top 10 in about 25 laps or so into this run. That's impressive.
You have a hard time using those brakes the way you really want to change the handling of the vehicle. So brake shake can cause mechanical issues, but really it's a performance thing. But as we're talking about Bubba Wallace, another thing that's going on with him is he and a group of guys kind of back in the field, they're changing the line of this racetrack. They are way up. Watch Bubba Wallace as he enters the corner. He enters really high. That's actually one of the lowest he's been in a while. Look at his exit. Really leaving high. And it started, that's what Kyle Busch was trying to do. When we saw him wreck, the guys in front of him were running that. He saw it. He tried to open that entry up and open it up a little bit too much, or his car was too loose. But the outside of this racetrack is starting to fire off.
We say no
Bell into 11th.
passing, don't tell Christopher Bell. 18 spots.
18 spots in about 25 laps.
New Hampshire,
18 spots at New Hampshire under green in 25 laps for Bell.
Let's take a look at our virtual Toyota car and describe the brakes on these next-gen cars. We're going to take a closer look. Certain brakes are specified by the series. The caliper, that red area, it's required. The rotor, this area right here, required. The one thing that's an option, the brake pad itself. That can change for different drivers. Some shake worse than others. And you see with the new 18-inch wheel, still very little space because everything has gotten bigger. So how do you adjust it? Airflow. Air goes through the front grille, cools the brakes. In a place like New Hampshire, you don't want maximum cooling, so you're going to add a little tape. Because as silly as this sounds, when you see those bright red rotors, that's what you need. These brakes like to operate well north of 1,000 degrees. Really 1,200, 1,300 degrees is the optimum area for brake temperature, for pad interaction with the rotor. The concern is, you mentioned it, what happens in St. Louis? I add a little tape. Now my car doesn't drive good. Now I'm stomping on the brakes. The brakes get too hot, and you can physically get to the point where the rotor grows, contacts the caliper, and explodes. It is violent. It is catastrophic. And what we saw at St. Louis, this right here is the 7. Hocevar was on it. But right here, take a look at this. This is hard to see. It's a little blurry. That right there, that is the rotor that has exploded, gone through the hood, through the wheel, through the tire. The 7 goes straight into the fence. So when we talk about brakes and brake failure,
Kevin Harvick, 10th place.
the heaviest braking tracks, it's these tracks like New Hampshire where cooling is
Top
very
10 for the
hard.
first time today, looks like for Harvick.
Next week is Pocono. Another braking concern. Long straightaways, heavy braking.
Kevin Harvick now moving into the top 10 with that pass on the 99, and right behind him the 20. We've talked about Christopher Bell driving
And
through
here
this
comes
field.
Bell.
He and Reddick both recovering from some pit road issues, but the 20 making it look a little bit
Tyler
more
Reddick's in
critical.
20th,
11 positions.
and he started in the back with Bell, who's 11th. 20 cars good. He can challenge Truex. We need Bell to stay competitive in this race. Otherwise, we're all going to be bored for the next couple hours.
Yes, a lot of guys, Rick, a lot of guys way back in the field. The 9, the 43, several cars that are really struggling are way up the racetrack in turn
lay
3
there,
and 4
Aussie.
especially. And there's some old sealer up there that has never been ran on.
My cat just picked a really dumb place to lay down.
When they run here.
Man, I tried to see if Anthony wanted to come hang out today. He's got to work.
There is
Dylan's working too.
this new asphalt in the lower 3 lanes.
That's a pretty big
The
fucking
older
crack in that
asphalt
asphalt there they're showing as they go through turn 3 and 4.
Some cars are actually getting up there and finding some pace and making that work. That reminds me of like how we used to run this track around 2000, 2001, 2002. When this whole track was sealed, we chase after that sealer because it gets gummy.
Oh, yeah, New Hampshire and Richmond, the 2 tracks that were affected by
Way up the
no more
racetrack.
sealer.
We've never really been running up there.
New Hampshire was a good damn track back in the day. It can be that way again. You're seeing shades of it today, I think, despite the fact we have 2 clear-cut dominant cars. And the only interesting part is seeing the one that had trouble on pit road come from the rear of the field.
I'll be surprised if some people are making some decent speed up there in the back of the field.
You're more reluctant to try something when you're running in the front because if it doesn't work, it's catastrophic, like we saw with the 8 car. So you don't really want to take that chance at this point in the race day.
Thanks, Ed. That helped for these great shots of Ross Chastain. Wow, working that car. Mostly today.
Was Ross Chastain drumming on his steering wheel as he went down the front stretch?
And where he started, way in the back. Had a funny thing to say about that. He said it's amazing, Marty, when something like free in qualifying can be so costly. He started 31st.
Dave, it's just crazy that 33 laps into this run, Christopher Bell is plus 19, trying to track down Kevin Harvick for the top 10 right here. We mentioned that speech by Adam Stevens to his driver after that.
It worked. That was a good speech.
That's what Adam Stevens said.
Keep putting it on your shoulders here. Not fair, and it ain't fun, I can tell you that. But we can't fix it with a mistake. We got to claw back up through there, take our lump at this stage, and get back up through where we belong.
There you go. Adam Stevens, rarely that animated on the radio, but one to
I don't know. Adam Stevens is kind of a bitch. He's a bit of a douchebag. But good crew chief. That's all that matters. As long as you win races, you can be whatever you want to be.
They've caught you spots every time. What can you do to maybe help them out? Anything?
All you can do is be positive. You know what? Yelling at them is not going to work. They're trying as hard as they can. They've made some mistakes. And like Adam Stevens said,
I think Bell's gotten to 11th, and that's where he's going to stay for a good while. Although the 24 is drifting back towards him. Harvick's in front of him. He's not catching Harvick, but Harvick's catching the 24, who is still free falling.
And by the way, he was 0.2 of a second faster than Martin Truex. That's the other part, Junior. If you make mistakes on pit road early in the race, and I got a fast
Truex in heavy lap traffic. He's got Gregson, Cindric, and Ty Dillon in front of him.
So right now, Christopher Bell with a fast race car, his day is far from over.
Interesting to see Cindric run so poorly, considering Ryan Blaney's 4th and Joe Logano's been solidly 6th or better all day long. Oh, I wish Noah would have got loose and took Truex out. I'd have laughed forever. Noah, you want to win some brownie points back with me. Fuck up and take the leader out when I want to root for somebody else. Silly boy. It's dumb cat. He's a silly one. That damn advertisement for the Grimace Shake is killing me. Because I'm pretty sure I wouldn't be able to get one today. Because our damn McDonald's has been slipping lately. We've got 2 McDonald's here. Really, we've got 3. We got 2 in this town, and then there's one in the next town, which is only like 7 minutes away.
Written and directed by Christopher Nolan, Oppenheimer is an IMAX shot epic thriller that thrusts audiences into the pulse-pounding paradox of the
This guy said Rick Allen references Martin Truex Jr. claiming like 5 tracks as his home track, +1. He then refers to New Hampshire as a short track, -1. Penalties offset, replay first down.
You're watching NASCAR Cup Series.
And Cindric's giving Truex a fit right now, but it's not going to last much longer here. They get off a 4 of this lap, Truex going to leave him in the dust.
Of Austin Cindric. Cindric trying not to go a lap down right here.
Yeah, he's been battling
Cindric
pretty
running
hard.
hard.
Laps, running Martin pretty tight. And you see he's using that really
Here you go, right through turn 4.
Now, maybe not trying that line, but he's starting
A little
to appreciate
loose.
it because this 2 car has been hard to pass.
Don't worry, Truex is such a huge lead, it doesn't matter how the lap cars race him.
To the back of the field.
You really think Almirola's going to run down Truex? No, there's only one car in the field that can stay with him. He's in 10th.
He's appreciating that, do you?
Well, he's
So
appreciating
Cindric goes 1 lap down. We're 50 laps into a 115 lap stage.
It's interesting to watch how a car can be running that outside lane. And honestly, when the 19 caught the 2, the 19 was probably 4/10 a lap faster. The 2 got on the outside of him, and he couldn't do anything with him.
Tyler Reddick stuck in 20th.
Here,
Not recovering from his penalty. He sped. It's on him.
And again, the back
And
of that
he's
car
driving
around.
really hard.
You mentioned this earlier
Man.
in the race, Jeff, off of turn 2.
Reddick is wild. He's so out of control.
Off of turn 4 here, the 45.
His own worst enemy. All the talent in the world, but really hurts himself a lot in these races.
Gets back to work. Right there around Ross Chastain.
Looking back from the Advent Health onboard camera of Ross Chastain. And
So I'm glad Christopher Bell didn't get all gyred on his way back to the front.
cars have gone before.
Bell is our only hope for a compelling run to the finish later.
1 and 2.
I love to see it. I love to see the racetrack get wider and wider and provide you with a lot of opportunities because it means
And yeah, this track is getting wider and wider. They're running up on that 4th line in the center of the corner, the 4th dotted line up there.
But still, yet to see anybody in the top 5 really utilize these grooves to find speed. Starting to happen, though, in the backside of the top 10 with Kevin Harvick. He's got a fast race car, and he's been up there making time. And he's not, he's drove away from the 20 of Christopher Bell, who we think is one of the best cars in the field. Watch this 4 car. We've seen it here before, but the Fords have struggled this year, but this could be a great finish, great result for the 4 car today. His teammate, Eric Almirola, is still hovering in 2nd place, 4 seconds behind Truex.
Yeah, Junior, been a solid day for Stewart Haas Racing so far. Watching all these lines
Yeah.
around the racetrack.
Eric Almirola's 2nd place.
So, Steve, you open up the
Harvick 9th.
This stage, 115 laps. Normally, you would want to go,
Briscoe's only 16th. Damn, it is a good day for Stewart Haas.
It's good. Your tires, brand new, are worth a lot of race time. So, would that make you want to split the stage maybe more in half and change up what you've always done here at New Hampshire?
Well, it would make me want to, but it's going to be a very tough decision. I won't be first. I don't think it's a bad call, but much like the 47 in the first yellow, who's the only guy to stay out on old tires, I don't want to be the only guy to pit early. So if you are going to split in half, you're going to come in about, about 7 or 8 laps. About 8 laps will be halfway through this run. The other option for guys that are trying to save a lap, we talk a lot about the leaders and how you win the race. And that would be the case for the 4 car or for the 19 car crew chief. If you're trying to save a lap, you can run all the way to the end of your fuel run, come in and just take 2 tires and a splash of gas and try to connect the dots. That's going to hurt your track position, but it might save a lap, Dave.
Kevin Harvick has been working hard, running in the 9th position. You're on board now thanks to Busch Light. And he's been trying that higher line. And Greg Jr. told me it was the 4th groove. That's their 4 grooves here at the Magic Mile. He was told that is working well for the leaders, so he went up there and tried it immediately. The king came back to him on the radio, said that was a good lap. And 2 laps ago, crew chief Rodney Childers radioed back to a really good lap. So he's finding where to go. Kim, that's what the veterans do to get to victory lane.
And Michael McDowell's team is paying attention to what you just described, what Harvick is doing.
Harvick catching McDowell for 8th. Maybe Harvick can get up here and get with Truex and Bell late in the race if he just keeps working on it. Larson as well. Larson's been greatly improved from the beginning. They just keep building on that. A long way to go. We're not halfway yet. Custer running 21st in that Stewart Haas car. That's pretty good. I mean, not Stewart Haas. Custer's running 21st in a Rick Ware car. Excuse me. It's Monday. Early in the week.
Michael McDowell was able to keep about a 2-car length gap between himself and the 4 of Kevin Harvick, but now Harvick has bit into that lead that he had, and right on the back bumper, a little wiggle there out of Kevin.
So now this is where it gets really difficult. Kevin's gotten fast running up high, but now he's going to have to pass on the inside. So all the things that he just worked on to get his car to do what he wanted to do, well, he did it anyway. He just drove in there as they were passing, but that's what's so difficult about this racetrack. it's wide, it gets very difficult to pass.
Tyler Reddick hits pit road.
So Tyler Reddick and team heard Steve's discussion. Here they come to get these tires off the 45 to fill it with Sunoco fuel. Remember, he was coming from the back of the field after a speeding penalty.
Little short pitting. Bell hits pit road. I like seeing Bell pit this early. Green flag pit stops.
It is going to be busy and busy quick. Unless you're trying to save a lap, you better pit the next 1 or 2 laps, Marty.
A lot of eyes on this stop. Christopher Bell, clearly one of the best cars here today. All he told Adam Siemens was that
William Byron on pit road. He desperately needed it.
just a little bit too free. William Byron also on pit road, Kim.
That's right, Marty said I'm getting a
Oh!
on brakes. We need to
Justin
open
Haley had to get in his stall, and him and Byron almost wrecked. Check that right front on the 24.
And there was contact made.
He's got a mark on it. Looks fine.
On the inside of the 24 of William Byron. It looks like the right front is okay, but take a look
Yeah.
at this.
So when you talk about responsibilities, that is the 24's responsibility to wait. The car leaving does not have the right of way.
Yeah. Crew chief should have done a better job spotting for him there.
Rudy Fugle needs to hold his driver. I've done it. We've all done it. Very hard to do, but it's responsibility of the car leaving to give the
Now everybody's pitting. McDowell, Busher, Briscoe, Bowman, Allmendinger, Chastain, Logano, Harvick.
Some lateral grip for this 22 Mustang, so he'll get his 4 Goodyear tires and Sunoco fuel. Kevin Harvick is on pit road as well in his Mustang. He too will get 4 tires and fuel.
Cole Custer's hit the wall.
Chastain, you need to know, ran long in his pit stop.
He's on pit road. Damn, Custer was running really good in the 51.
And you saw we
Taking that 51 for the best ride of its life on a track like this, but damn, he's killed it. That right front's destroyed.
barely got the pit road.
No caution. He was going to pit road anyway.
In the middle of the cycle.
He actually hit the fence, Steve. He slid into slid into turn 3, up the racetrack. Same thing we saw the 7 car doing to turn 1. Dave.
12 car building tighter in the center. He can have pressure.
That was probably a tense moment for these crew chiefs and spotters
We got half of the
as we're in the middle of a pit cycle.
We need the other half of the forward right. He leaves pit road. His teammate Martin Truex Jr. coming down pit road right now. Truex about to hit his stop.
Truex in now. Almirola in.
Too free at the end of the run. They continue to make it better with every stop. James Small has been hitting them out of the park today. We'll see if Truex can continue to deliver on the track as well. Kim?
As Eric Almirola makes his stop, just battling handling issues, still a little bit too tight center, and then free off. They make an air pressure adjustment, 4 tires, Sunoco fuel for the number 10.
On the way onto pit road is about a 3-second lead that Truex had over Almirola. Looked to be pretty similar pit work. Well job on the 19. Well done as he blends. You're going to see the 10 kind of back of the distance. I actually think the 19 might have gained a little time. I agree. Really good
Perfect pit
work
stop for
by the
Truex and his
19.
guys. We'll see how the
You see on the left side,
top 10. Bell will cycle through in front of Harvick and McDowell.
Well, we haven't really talked much about the 9 today. He's trying to find something. Now he comes to pit road. He was trying to
20 looks like they finally had a good
guessing
pit stop.
That's why they were running long, but they were just losing too much time to the new Goodyear tires, Kim.
And the last stop, they stayed on pit road long. They made some major adjustments to get the car right. Still not exactly where Chase wants it. He just needs more rear security, more turn. Basically, what everybody is saying here today, slight air pressure adjustment on those Goodyear tires that Chase is taking.
It has just been, hate to be this way, just a quiet day for the 9 car. Yeah.
This is the replay here of the 51 Cole Custer. A little bobble right there. Oh, man. Right
Hit the
up into
wall hard.
wall.
As hard as you can hit without getting a caution.
He misses his pit
Oh, Bubba slid through his box. Damn, Bubba choking these playoffs away hard.
Those are the small things. I know they're just easy mistakes to make, but those are the small things that add up that can really take you out of a race.
Take you out of playoff contention.
19 back to leading. The 3 of Austin Dillon, who is yet to come to pit road. Remember, he had that speeding penalty earlier, trying to find a way to recover. 43 of Eric Jones in 4th, also just trying to find a little break here, maybe catch a caution.
Long stage 2. Be right back.
NBC Sports coverage of NASCAR on USA is brought to you by Pods. Moving this summer, save up to 30%. Pods.com today. And by IT Optimization Consultants at Crayon. Navigate your digital future with Crayon. Such a great view of the
Joey Logano's
Museum,
2018 championship car is in the New England Race Museum. That's pretty cool. His Martinsville car from 2018 was running somewhere yesterday. I can't remember the name of that place.
Familiar with New England racing. Ken Squire, a Hall of Famer, as well as a part of that.
There's a Letard in there, but it's not me.
Kyle Larson,
There's
fourth.
a Letard in there for sure. My dad built race cars in New England. He's the one that brought me to racetracks.
Christopher Bell, ninth. He'll be 8th when the 3 has to pit because Austin Dillon's running long here.
Dale Jr. talks about his memory.
But Bell passed.
I don't have a memory. Not at a racetrack somewhere in New England.
Yeah, Harvick and McDowell through pit stops. He'll be 8th here.
Everyone is doing that at that museum. I saw a Dave Dion machine in there.
Yeah.
The Joey Logano machine. The Ricky Craven close finish at Darlington with Kurt Busch. That's down. There's a lot of great history in that museum.
So a lot of fights in there as well. Really such an important part of the growth of NASCAR. Martin Truex Jr., we mentioned that name. There's another look at the museum.
How close is that bitch to the racetrack? Pretty damn close.
Racetrack here, and you look at all the campers. Oh, that's beautiful. Remember, this is Monday.
So I had to pinch myself and remind myself it was Monday. On the way in, there was traffic, there was a crowd, there was campers. I'm going to applaud these New England fans. I know it was awful yesterday. The weather, the forecast. It's really tough to find a free, way to come back on a Monday.
Me and Dale Jr. have been more quiet than usual today.
What about Truex? I mean, his
Open him up, NBC. Let him go crazy.
The tracks around here as well as here in New Hampshire.
Yeah, his brothers won here as well. Martin's won races here, all 3 of them. Successful at this racetrack. Truex still out in front and really impressed by Eric Almirola. Going all the way through that pit cycle, all the way through a green flag run, still only 3 seconds behind and actually running just a little bit quicker than Martin the last couple of laps.
The one car I saw in there in between the 19 and the 10 was the 9 of Chase Elliott. He's now a lap down.
Yeah,
Chase Elliott just got lapped.
Just through the cycle was the left. So now the
23rd place, a lap down. Custer out of the race. Corey LaJoie in the garage. Kyle Busch out now.
And I think races like this are going to put the pressure on him to find victory lane.
They made this car better, though. He was running with the 21, right there with the 21, and there they are together. But the 9, I know he's got fresher tires, but his pace is much better than it was before. His pace now is only about 1/10 of a second.
Christopher Bell passed Brad Keselowski, and he's about to pass the 3 for 7th.
Second off the leader, so they made the car better for sure. Dave.
Talking a little bit about shifting at this racetrack, I believe, Steve, that it is from 4th to 3rd that they do in the corner, correct? If they want to. And so Blaney tried to fix his handling condition by not shifting. He was shifting earlier in the race. He told the crew, I can't do that. So what's the advantage and disadvantage, and where does it come into play depending on how you're set up?
So it's interesting, right? Because in past, we would shift from 4th to 3rd in the 4-speed transmission, and we really just thought about RPM. But now what these guys are doing with shifting, and Jeff, you and I have had this conversation a lot, they think it really affects the handling. That by downshifting, you generate more RPM in the car. And
Turns the car in the corner.
Grip, which is something that we didn't really feel as much in our day, Jeff, but these drivers now talk about it's not as much an engine thing as a handling thing.
Yeah, it's just drivability. It just makes the car drive better, puts the back of the car in the racetrack. And what's amazing is how quickly they shift. They shift really early before they get to the corner. It's a lot of work, and the workload is really high, much higher now than I think at most points in the history of our sport. Cars don't drive good. Drivers have more adjustments. Ton of work in there.
So Jeff, why would you not shift? What would you be trying to fix by not shifting, leaving it in 4th?
Well, so one thing about this racetrack, Dave, it's very unique. The corners are very long. The center of the corner is a long way from the entrance of the corner. So this is one of those tracks where you can drive in the corner really deeply, and maybe you don't want to downshift it and slow the car down. Maybe you want to have more roll speed toward the center of the corner. That would be the only thing I can think about. But I believe most people in the field, when it comes down to it and there's a checker flag getting ready to fly, most people are going to be shifting.
And I would add, Jeff and Dale, if you're really loose in,
Yeah, you're going to be shifting.
on your brakes and you keep the back of the car comfortable on entry, I might suggest, hey, try not downshift it one time and see if it rolls in a little more secure.
The 11 and the 19 are both non-shifting right now. Do whatever you need to do for your balance. Just giving you the info. The 19 really hasn't done much shifting the whole race.
Huh. See, I would have thought shifting was a necessity. They told Larson that Truex has barely shifted any in this race. That's surprising to me. Blaney and Larson, 4th place.
Looks like Blaney's going to take the spot away. Larson struggling just a little bit in the dirty air behind the 2 slower cars ahead. Priest in the 47. Marty.
Hey, Dale, time for our Toyota driver update. Martin Truex Jr. up front.
Bubba Wallace, last car on the lead lap. Halfway through the race now with Truex leading.
What this race means to the racing community here in the Northeast. Martin Truex Jr. remembers it well. He came here when he was 8 years old the first time to watch his dad race, sat in the grandstands like so many people are today. But what he really remembers, Steve, is the first time he got a garage pass. 1992, he said, I went in the garage. Guess who the first person he found was? Dale Earnhardt Sr. He said he was working on a carburetor, and I just stood there and stared at him for like 30 minutes. Those moments to be able to get in the garage as a young man, especially at your local track. I mean,
Truex is cruising, but Bell will be a factor. So I hope he's enjoying this nice little Monday afternoon drive right now, because it's going to change later.
You have to remember, growing up in New England, we were huge NASCAR fans, but NASCAR really didn't come here, right? We would have to leave New England and go somewhere down the East Coast to find the stars of NASCAR. And when they showed up here, it was just that. I wasn't lucky enough to be in the garage, but I sat here on the front stretch looking across into the garage, amazed that I got to see these people in person.
And you have to also remember there was a time when drivers worked on their own cars and crew chiefs actually let them work on their own cars.
Back in the good old days. And give suggestions. Yeah, that's the good old days. Mark Truex Jr., Eric Almirola, Hamlin, Blaney.
Drivers back in the day could have all been crew chiefs. There's not many of them left. I think Ryan Newman would be a good crew chief. I think Truex. Rusty Wallace would have been a good crew chief. Mark Martin could have been a crew chief. Denny Hamlin would be a good crew chief. Keselowski. There's some left running around out there. Josh Berry could be Josh Berry is a crew chief in the Cars Tour a lot of times. He's a smart guy. He's going to be a great crew chief one day when he's done driving. I hope Josh Berry's a crew chief at the highest level one day when he's done.
Only on USA.
Who's here?
Oh, take a look at this. Bumblebees taking
Look
over
at
the fan
this.
zone at New Hampshire, allowing fans to get an exclusive up-close look at the Transformer. You see joining the fun.
It's a Transformer, what Mark Wahlberg said in that movie.
Drivers and fans get a look at turn 2.
Like how Eric Almirola is having the best race of the season for himself, running second, and nobody gives a fuck because we all know Martin Truex, Christopher Bell's winning this race.
On digital, available at participating retailers.
The biggest foregone conclusion we've seen all year. That and Truex winning Sonoma. Boy, when Truex wins, he fucking wins, doesn't he? He's still not been able to lap Bubba Wallace here. He's been stuck behind him for a good while, but he's got a 4.5-second lead. Truex, Bell, and Hamlin should finish 1, 2, 3 in this race. Just got to figure out what order that's going to be.
Well, you mentioned Chase Briscoe right here in the 14. It's a little bit harder to see, a little bit different colors. That mobile, that black and gold, black and yellow. This, at the top of your screen, if Wallace gets lapped, then this isn't for the free pass. But currently, this is the free pass battle. Chase Briscoe, Harrison Burton, Chase Elliott, and it is a knockdown drag-out. They have been not quite pushing and shoving, but taking each other's line lap after lap. And with 26 to go, they're cheering Bubba Wallace on, trying to keep him in front of Martin Truex.
Bubba's not going to hold off Truex for 25 more laps.
For Chase Briscoe, early on in the race, he was just way too loose when he picked up throttle and just left too much rear. And now he's saying the car is better. It will tighten up when it needs to, but it will also give him drive off. It takes about 10 to 15 laps to wake up, is what he's telling the team. So the longer the run, the better that 14 car of Chase Briscoe.
Also just behind them, 1 lap down, is the 31 of Justin Haley. He's running 22nd right now.
And I think we need to, point out that we talk about staying on the lead lap. Yeah, 22nd. And he's the 4th car 1 lap down. Martin Truex Jr. is just putting a torrid pace on here, doing what you want to do, right? Lap as many as you can. Try to eliminate them from contention. That helps crew chief James Small late in this race. So
Got allergies, Ozzy. It's over there sneezing.
Do you pit? Do you take 2? Do you take 4? The more cars that are on the lead lap makes the decision for the leader more difficult.
And you would think that Bubba Wallace is holding Truex up, but Truex just ran the 2nd quickest lap that last time by. Bubba Wallace actually ran the 5th quickest lap.
Bubba's fast. He slid through his pit stall on pit road, or he wouldn't be in this situation right now. Under green flag stops, he lost a lot of time. Oh, Eric Jones is. We got a caution. Chase Briscoe free pass, and Bubba Wallace stays on the lead lap. 43 went around.
He will be the first car lap down. That's why he fights so hard.
Jeff, it could change his whole day, right? I mean,
And now Christopher Bell, up in 7th place, gets to pit and use the first pit stall. I'm assuming they're going to pit here.
Come back to that battle he had with Harrison Burton of trying to stay in the lead lap. Unfortunately, the inverse.
Long run there. That was crazy.
He can come back to, if we could have only got the lap back, we could have changed kind of what happens the rest of the day.
Yeah, the question for these guys back here, though, with only 23 laps, can you not pit here? Can you not pit, get in the lead lap, and then go that whole way without getting a lap down? That's that strategy that happens back in the field as these teams are trying to get back in the lead lap. Who's willing to gamble?
Oh, if I could take the wave around, assuming all the lead lap cars pit, and I'm 1 lap down, I'm absolutely staying on the racetrack.
And that's for Chase Elliott. Chase Elliott in that championship battle trying to make the playoffs. This is a decision that he and his crew chief are going to have to make right now.
30 laps on those tires. Can they hold out for another 22 to get to the end of the stage, at least staying on the lead lap?
22 is more important than the 30, I think, at this point. You figured we're going to be inside of 20. You'll try to get clear. I think it'll work.
Could see some 2 tire stops here again, like we did earlier.
We've seen drivers run today.
He was 24th when this happened.
So he goes by the camera, but right there, he gets up in the fence, and as he's trying to steer the car off the wall, there's tons of debris and marbles up there. And when he turns
4th or 5th time today, somebody's just spun or wrecked by themselves.
It just brings the back end around because it's dancing across marbles and debris and all types of stuff. And he gives it a little bit of throttle just so it doesn't spin and back into the fence.
Pit road's open. 2 tires. I dare you.
They asked Eric Almirola what he needs. He said, I need a track position. They said, New Hampshire, New Hampshire. That was the code word. We're about to see what they're going to do.
Slow stop for Almirola. 2 tires, though.
Yeah, but 2 tires was the call for Eric Almirola.
See if that gains him anything. Almirola's going to take the lead with a 2-tire stop. Larson 2nd, Logano 3rd, Harvick 4th, Truex 5th. And another bad pit stop for Christopher Bell. So Bell has lost more track position now.
We see the race off pit road, and
Didn't look like a good stop for the 20. They were changing 4, but it was slow.
the Ream pits. Well, when the sun is shining and it's not raining, there are so many things to do here in
Everything's going right for Truex.
You've got so many different sporting events, and of course NASCAR.
20 finally gets up there, and they still shit the bed on pit road again. And yeah, you had some guys take 2 tires, but a couple of them were already in front of Bell anyway. Almirola, Hamlin, and Larson were already in front of him. Getting hungry. God damn it, I'm hungry. We're only just past halfway. But I am hungry.
It's an IndyCar doubleheader on the short track in Newton, Iowa. That's Iowa Speedway. Saturday, 3 p.m. Eastern, and Sunday, 2 p.m. Eastern on NBC and Peacock. Wow, what a race Christopher Bugart put together, getting his first career IndyCar Series win. That happened on the streets of Toronto yesterday. But Alex Palou has been dominant, and he's just in front of Scott Dixon on the point standings, as we've got a great one going here. NASCAR Cup Series Crayon 301 on USA.
A lot of experts didn't give Lundgaard a chance. He sat on the pole kind of in the weather. Wasn't sure he would have the pace in the dry, but man, he did a great job. Very impressive first win. Let's look at this 10 right here. It comes in. You want to talk about a game of inches. Look how close the front of that car is.
You know, I was thinking about that when I was watching Almirola stop. I was like, damn, is he in his box?
This is all officiated from
He was.
From the pro system by NASCAR. That's no longer a judgment call. So very, very, very close for the 10. You see that fire on the left side of the 20. Scary situation. Luckily not a big issue. And back to those wave around cars we talked about. The 14 gets the free pass, but 13 other cars wave around, which means they're now on the tail end of the lead lap. They drive around to the back of the field. That list includes, Harrison Burton, Chase Elliott, Justin Haley, Gilliland, Priest, Cindric, Austin Dillon, Ross Chastain, Ty Dillon. So a big group of cars back on the lead lap with now under 20 to go in this stage.
And another car, Bubba Wallace, literally fighting to stay on the lead lap. When the caution comes out, it's going to line up 10th on the outside on this restart. So it's insane how quickly your fortunes can flip by innocent caution.
And everybody in the top 4 took 2 tires right here. Almirola got the lead with 2. So all the top 4 cars, 2 tires.
Yeah, so if you're Truex here, such a good car, you got to be nervous being in the middle of this.
Truex is outside third row on 4 tires. The 4 cars in front of him are on 2. You got 17 laps. I think Almirola might have the pace to hold him off, depending on how. Oh, Larson almost got spun. I think he spun the tires, and Harvick jacked him up. Big break for Truex on that outside. He's going to launch right around him into 4th place. Oh, Almirola! Did Joe Logano just spin him? Or did he just lose it? Almirola wrecked hard. Oh, my God.
Right rear tire is broken from the damage or the contact, or whether it was coming off the race car.
Something broke, he said. Yeah, Logano wasn't close enough, and then I look up and see Almirola spin. I'm like, did Logano hit him? No.
Because one of the lugs maybe not tight.
Wasn't tight.
Right rear wheel was not tight. And they had a slow stop. They did a 2-tire stop, and they were slow on the right rear, and it still came loose, and he wrecked. My God. What a day he was having.
You saw the issue with the 10 car and the fact that the rear changer was having a little bit of trouble. After that stop, Eric asked, did we get
I think Joey Logano is going to be scored the leader.
Now, after this incident, on the radio, he said, how did this happen? Drew Blickensurfer, the crew chief, said the lug wasn't tight.
That's so disappointing.
That's
You said it,
brutal.
Jared.
Almirola been second place the whole race. Got out front here on a 2-tire stop.
See Eric Almirola at the front of your screen.
And the right rear wheel came the fuck off and got wedged under the car. God, you couldn't have took Truex out with you. Make this race better.
Like driving a forklift at that point with the rear of the car just steering around uncontrollably. That tire's trying to work its way out of the wheel well.
And it's horrible for the 10 car shot to win, and all those guys that you just look at the right rear wheel, look at the right rear tire. I mean, it's off the car essentially.
Great shot here. Want to make sure
Not even a big Almirola fan, but that's brutal.
Right up the racetrack. Thank our camera operators and everybody. Monday, a longer weekend than normal, but doing an excellent job as always.
Steve just went through the whole list of cars that stayed out. And that puts every one of them in the lead lap, and now they're going to come down pit road and pit. So
And they should pit and then stay out at the end of the stage. The guys who just took the wave around are going to pit here, and then I think they should stay out at the end of the stage.
We saw the 5 of Kyle Larson. He was able to stay in front of Logano. He's going to be scored.
Fascinating here.
For
The timing of this caution. Larson's the leader.
And Kyle Larson up in front.
Would have been my race bet if Michael had given me one. Michael's working today, so.
Now there's 27 cars in the lead lap, so now you're concerned you make a mistake to go too far to the back.
There's Truex scored third right now. As we're winding down, there will only be 14 laps to go in this stage. Larson, Logano, Truex, Hamlin, Harvick, McDowell, Blaney, Keselowski, Wallace, and Reddick all in the top 10. They will choose which
2 cautions, and hell, the whole field's basically back on the lead lap. Stewart-Haas Racing screws their best car in the field. And shockingly, it's not Kevin Harvick today. Fire that right rear tire changer. No. That's rough.
For Eric Almirola starts on the pit stop, so really focus on the rear tire changer right here. The tire comes off without an issue, but as they go to put the other tire on, this tire shouldn't be able to spin. This tire should be locked on there, so he's spinning left as he's trying to tighten the wheel nut, which tightens to the left. This wheel was not installed properly. So let's take a look at what should happen, right? You put your wheel nut in, you take the wheel nut off, the nut stays in the socket, a little bit quicker than in the old world where you had to kind of glue the nuts on. But then the wheel itself comes off. They had no problem removing it. The important part is the locking mechanism and the drive pins. How can a wheel come off if it's locked? Well, because it's not locked. The drive pins fit into those receivers on the wheel. So when you turn it a little left or a little right, that's what locks it in place. Then when you put the nut over it, it goes far enough on that that locking mechanism pops up. It doesn't allow the nut to come off. What I think happened is the reason the wheel was turning, the drive pins never got seated. He actually started to tighten the nut. It tightened against the wheel. And then when it went out on the racetrack, the wheel found its home on those drive pins. It slides forward. Now you have a loose wheel nut, and the right rear comes off.
11 to go. Larson, Logano, Hamlin, and Truex. Logano spins tires a little bit on the bottom. Gives Larson the lead, and Truex is going to follow him.
Larson hold off. Martin Truex Jr., who has been dominant today.
Bubba Wallace outside 3 wide there for about 8th place after he was tailing the lead lap 2 cautions ago.
You better be ready on the restart.
Ooh.
There's the pass for the lead.
Did Truex move Larson? Or did Larson just miss the corner? And Truex gets loose. Ooh. Larson. His car body language there, he was a little pissed off, I think. He ain't going to have anything for Truex. I really just don't think he does. Nope, Truex takes it. 10 to go, stage 2.
Logano also on a 2-tire stop strategy. Martin Truex Jr. once again.
Harvick 4th.
Trying to check
I'm
out
loving
the
that.
field. Now with just 9 laps to go.
3 wide right here. Reddick trying to get out of that. Keselowski to the inside. Slides up into the 45.
Oh.
Contact between the 6 and the 45.
Keselowski and Reddick somehow keep it out of the wall. Gibbs puts them 3 wide.
That is crazy how many
Christopher Bell right behind them.
packs we have around New Hampshire.
It's the best this racetrack's ever been in terms of grooves and different places.
Yeah, the racetrack's good. It's a shame the cars aren't, Junior. It figures New Hampshire's finally a good racetrack again, but the cars are the only thing holding it back. It's been a decent race, though.
We don't even mention sometimes, Rick.
Because it might be off camber. It might be tilted the wrong way for these cars.
Good battle at the top of the screen is that 4 car of Harvick trying to hang on to 4th spot. He has some track position here with the 2-tire stop.
Less than 7 to go. In stage 2, Blaney on the inside trying to take the spot away from Harvick.
They're going to drag a race down the back straightaway, side by side. Harvick 8 inches ahead. Down into the turn, though. I think the 12 car will roll the bottom and clear. He does.
Harvick drifts up high but gets the momentum back as he comes back trying to get to the outside.
Just clear is that 12 car across the nose of Harvick.
It's so aggressive back there. You have to drive so hard to try to complete a pass.
And now Hamlin is able to clear the 4 as well. So Denny Hamlin moves up into that 4th position. 5th position.
Bell 3 wide with Gibbs. And oh, my God, we almost lost 3 Toyotas. What a shame. Wouldn't have been Truex, though, so it's not worth it.
Toyota didn't like that because that was Toyota, and a Toyota.
Almost had a 3-car Toyota wreck.
Keselowski trying to get around the 23. And right behind him, another battle side by side. The 54 and the 20. Brad
Poor Bell.
has been really running these cars up the racetrack in the middle of the corner.
Brad's using everybody up.
He's also not got his traditional spotter, TJ Majors, who's home with a small illness. So he's got a unusual spotter on top of the building today. think it's his brother, Brian.
Brian is up there,
And
yep.
so, as well as they know each other, that's still an unfamiliar voice. And Brian trying to do as good a job as he can, help his brother through these type of situations. Racing hard here the last few laps here. Brad's finally going to clear, drive up, take the line. Here comes the 45 of Reddick around the outside.
And Bubba's giving stage points away now. 2 to go. Loose off of 4. He's going to get passed by the 45, and the 20's coming. You know he's faster. Chastain and Chase Elliott almost wrecked here on the front stretch. Damn. Everybody's getting 3 wide off these corners and coming together.
By the way, that's for 23rd. That's how hard the racing is.
Goodness.
You know why the racing for 23rd is sometimes the hardest? Because the drivers are definitely in bad moods back there. That's what I think, Rick. The guys back there are just, their patience are being tested.
Well, always fighting with the handling of the car. You know, they're back there saying, this car is not working for me. It's not working the way I want it to. And so they're fighting that as well as everybody else that's back there with those same positions. And you see Bell trying to get by the 23. Here's another replay of the Advent Health on board of Ross Chastain. And there's not a lot of room up there.
Got to be careful hanging those rots on somebody's quarter panel. You get suspended. That's the idiot in the 9 car.
Then accelerate down the straightaway, and here's Blaney cruising across the nose of the Ford of Harvick on the turn Ford, off of Harvick's turn.
And he wasn't going to let up, that's for sure. Final lap, by the way, this is probably a little bit late to tell you this, but if you haven't changed your fantasy lineup, you have to do it within the next 5 seconds. Otherwise, you're not
Oh,
going to
no.
get a garage driver out there. But if you've got
Stage winner MTJ swept the stages. His biggest competition is in 10th place.
Kyle Larson hanging on, as well as Logano with those 2-tire stop strategy for a 2nd and 3rd. Second straight year now that Truex has won both stages here in New Hampshire. It's the 16th time that Truex has won the first 2 stages. He's only gone on to win 6 times before. Can that change? Well, craziness on pit road, that's coming up when we return.
I'm going to take my end of stage 2 bathroom break now.
It is free to join. You can earn points all season by watching racing,
Oh, Canada.
trivia, playing fantasy, buying race tickets, and more. You save your points, trade them in for either free tickets, autographed merchandise, there's exclusive NASCAR gear, and a one-of-a-kind racing experience. Visit NASCAR.com/fan-rewards. Our Aero coverage brought to you by Pods. If you're moving this summer, save up to 30%.
Pads.
Pods.com today.
Oh, big split decision on pit road. Truex, Logano, Blaney, Hamlin stay on the racetrack. Many on pit road, Kim.
Split decision here. They said Truex stayed out.
They took on the last stop. He's going to need a little bit of help on exit, more rear security. The call by Cliff Daniels is a 4-tire change. You saw the chassis adjustment there, right, Dave?
Kevin Harvick came on to pit road.
Christopher Bell pitted. I don't know if that's good or not. They've been pretty bad on pit road today.
Left side's on to match those rights. He said, hard to tell. Marty will know in a minute.
Christopher Bell, the 4 fresh Goodyear tires going on. The call by Adam Stevens to come to pit road. But Steve, you called it. There were a ton of cars that stayed out. This could be the fork in the road for this race. Strategy all over the map right now.
Truex, Logano, Blaney, Hamlin, Keselowski, Harrison Burton, Chase Briscoe, Chase Elliott stay out.
Right now, I think track position matters.
I think track position is important at this point. The magic number on old tires seems to be 20 laps, and Truex only has about 12 or so on his. I don't know. I think it was worth staying out for Truex. It's interesting that Bell is on the other strategy.
We got Larry the Lobster coming to the show right now.
Here you go,
Look
Jeff.
at this guy. Look how big this guy is.
Don't drop him.
He is huge. Get in the middle. I love that. I love that. So
Hey.
very good. Doing
I got the mic now.
There you go. Hey, Steve. There you go. As a guy from Maine, that's pretty cool, isn't it?
This is like a horror movie here.
It doesn't bother me. I do not have ostracophobia.
I'm pretty sure the surname is for
So Truex, Blaney, Hamlin, Logano, Briscoe, Keselowski, Austin Dillon, Harrison Burton, Ty Gibbs, Chase Elliott
Steve wasn't going to hold it, but he didn't
stay
know
out.
He's been standing outside there for a minute holding this thing in the hallway waiting to walk in there. So you were darn sure going to hold it, Steve. I was going to make
So
sure.
yeah, basically the field's kind of split in half here on who pitted and who stayed
I
out.
also got this right here. Look at the left side. That is a complete mixed bag of strategies. We got 10 or 15
10 cars that stayed out.
Some on 2. Back of the pack, we have other
One of
guys
them's
on
the
fresh
dominant
2,
car, so
fresh
don't
4.
expect much to change at the front here. Green flag.
Underway. Martin Truex Jr. out front, and he was one of the cars that did.
And Truex already has a 3-car length lead. Penske's second and third.
Check up on the bottom of the racetrack. You see cars all over on the apron everywhere.
I think Truex is hoping for another long green run here. Check out and keep those guys that just pitted in traffic and stretch a lead here.
Side by side.
Although the way they're racing in that field might not be a long green run. Oh, Harvick and Bell 3 wide with Bowman. Squeezed together off of 4. That's the 3rd or 4th time I've seen a group of cars do that.
You're talking about speed being up there in that high lane, but if you get too high, you get out in the marbles, there's no grip.
Christopher Bell trying to recover from the middle of the field in a 3-wide situation. Alex Bowman back up toward the front here. 14 way up the racetrack.
Here comes the 9 of Chase Elliott. I wonder if they've made enough adjustments that he can find his way up to the front.
They go way up that track. You think, man, they're just going to get past easily on the bottom, and they throttle up and come flying off the corner back to the outside of the car. who's underneath them.
With a move by Larson into 5. He was able to get to the inside of that 38 of Gilliland.
Well, he's pressing the issue because he knows these new tires are an advantage, but it could level off, and he kind of needs to clear some of this traffic. Now he's inside his teammate, the 9. He talked about the top lane and the throttling up. That was a perfect example there. The white-black car on the top of 3 wide.
There's Gilliland up there.
It's a tough race for the spotters to call because, you know, clear a driver in the middle of the corner, but then you got to be ready to let him know when somebody's back to his outside. So that driver doesn't fence the car with the run on the outside. It's a tough situation to be in. They're earning their keep today.
Steve, right call for Martin Truex Jr. to stay out?
Absolutely. Best car here in New Hampshire. Has won both stages. You knew there was a bunch of cars that just took a free pass that were going to stay out as we ride on board Ross Chastain, the Advent Health Camp. I love the idea of keeping your car up front. Everybody needs one more pit stop for fuel. So, no fuel advantage. 2 inside now. That can't be a comforting message.
That was an interesting shot.
Oh, 48 and a 1. 3 wide off a corner again.
Bowman looking to the inside of the 48s. Ryan Preece is down all the way at the bottom of the track. But interesting for Ross Chastain looking.
Man, Denny Hamlin's car is ugly.
The sponsor on the 4. Well, he will have that sponsor. That was the big news throughout the week, building up to this.
Gilowski's having a really good day.
Busch Light as his sponsor in 2024 at Trackhouse Racing after Kevin Harvick retires this season.
Now the only question is, are we going to get a watermelon Busch Light? I mean, for sure.
We better get a watermelon Busch Light. I don't drink, but come on. If Busch is sponsoring Chastain, it's got to happen.
Brad Keselowski, 2 veterans fighting for position there as Keselowski gets just in front of the Toyota.
You can see what happens with Ty Gibbs on the bottom of the racetrack in that black 54 car. If they ever get momentum on the outside of you, it's so hard to overcome it.
Blaney's within a half a second of Truex. I'm surprised Truex didn't just take off.
If you get down tight, the guys around you get on the outside of you, there's no way to defend it.
First car on the freshest tires is Larson in 7th.
We've seen a lot of this coming
And the
out
43 knocked a wall in. Eric Jones having a rough year. I can't get over how bad that team's fallen off as good as they looked last year. So, wow, the 43's on its way to being relevant for the first time in 40 years. And nope. They have regressed majorly.
Car off pit road with 4 fresh tires. He has got through traffic relatively cleanly, working on Denny.
Larson's doing a great job with his tire advantage here.
You're Truex. You want every car behind you to battle Larson. Take some of that tire life out of the 5 car. With 103 to go, the 5 has
You know, there's tire fall off, but it's not enough difference to help someone catch Truex. It's really not.
You mentioned battles all the way around the racetrack. You see the 5 of Larson still aggressive, trying to shortcut as much as he can of this 1-mile flat oval.
And watch what he does. He drives way in the corner, and he just stays on that bottom white line. It's so difficult. There's just not as much grip down there. Putting up a great fight, Marty.
Great battle back there for between Hamlin and Larson. But how about Brad Keselowski right in front of them, sitting in 4th right now? And yes, brother Brian is spotting for him today. And might I add, doing a terrific job. Sounds like he's done it forever. Of course, a driver himself. Had a conversation with Brad, and he said, listen, we've been consistently 8th to 15th. As an organization, we all need to take that next step. Looks like they've taken it today. Up there in 4th, could he get his first win as an owner-driver at a place that he's won before? Looking good so far.
Well, this would be a
100 laps to go.
You know, the RFK, R is the Roush. We're clear on that one. Let's not forget the F is the Fenway. So if you're going to get a win as a first-time owner, Keselowski, you would love to give your co-owner, the Fenway Group, who's just down the road in Boston, a win in their backyard.
2 times Brad has been to victory lane here in New Hampshire. And here Chris Buescher, also a part of RFK, trying to work his way around the 9. But it looks like the momentum of the 9 is going to keep Chase Elliott out in front. Chase Elliott, we've mentioned, you know, the saga of Chase after an injury, was out of the car for 6 weeks, then a suspension kept him out for another week. So the battle of getting into the playoffs based on points, it's an uphill battle. right now running in the 13th position. A win and you advance. Those opportunities are running out. Although we do have tracks that he is very good at coming up, and I would say Watkins Glen is one of the best. Kim.
And I asked your Duke Allen Gustafson this morning, kind of where are you guys mentally? Are you feeling the pressure yet? Is there a bit of anxiety? He said, I've done this long enough to know it does not help to panic. That does not lead to good things. In these situations, you have to control what you can control. And today for them, that was getting the car better for Chase throughout the course of this race. They've done that. The complaints he's made have gotten lower and lower. Right now, Chase Elliott riding in the 14th position.
Yeah, he's really got his hands full right now. Busher in that 17. Busher continuing to run a lower line.
Poor Chase. Can't get over how bad they are today. I'm surprised at Busher. Busher ain't run worth a damn either. Keselowski's top 5. Busher ain't even been close.
Great battle. Chase has to fight here. I mean, you know, 13th place is not going to get it for the points that he needs each week. And if he doesn't, you know, hasn't earned any.
Chase's biggest strength has been stage points this year. It's really made up a lot of the gap he gave up by missing the races with a broken leg and getting suspended like a dumbass. He's scored a lot of stage points, but that's not been the case today. He needs as many points as he can get. So he's just going to fight and claw for a good finishing position. That's how Chase is realistically going to be able to point his way in. Because the guys he's racing in points don't usually get stage points, and that's why they're so low in the points. And Chase is a guy you expect to be top 12 in points.
That's not the case. The case is managing the bad days and finding a way to get good finishes on days where you may not necessarily deserve it on speed, but you fought your way through it.
And right now, Elliott in the 13th position. It's Spartan Truex Jr. out in front. Blaney Logano.
Blaney's still half a second right there with Truex. That's as close as anybody's been since Bell was running second early in the race. So Truex not getting the crazy big lead like he did earlier. Don't show me a Sonic commercial while I'm sitting here hungry as hell. I think it's a Popeyes day, ladies and gentlemen. I want some Popeyes bad. It's been almost a week. Here's Blaney catching Truex. He is. Oh, look, we're showing the NASCAR commercial during the NASCAR race. Everybody's favorite.
89 laps laps and a pit stop still in front of these drivers in the NASCAR Cup Series Crayon 300 on USA. Mark Truex Jr., he's been out front 188 laps, won stage 1 and stage 2. Let's take a look at the Ruoff Mortgage keys to victory lane. What's he got to do to stay up front and win this one?
Well, chase the track right now, man, and he's done that. The 12 of Blaney was running him down. He's moved up the racetrack, found more speed, now starting to stretch that lead back out.
Well, how many tires? I mean, what are you going to do? Is 2 tires going to be enough? 4 tires when you make this final pit stop? It could be on the green, and do you split this last run somewhere near the middle?
Shift happens. We have worked hard.
Shift happens. That's funny. Haha. Get it? It's a pun. Because it sounds like shit.
What is going to be the best late in this race? I think they'll end up shifting. I don't think there's any question about it.
I'm with Burton. I kind of expected shifting to be a thing all day.
Way up the racetrack.
Blaney gets close to Truex. He gets within 0.3, and it goes back to half a second. So it's just kind of bouncing back and forth. Blaney's running with him. The only car I've seen other than Bell be able to run with him. Bell is in 6th place right now, 5 seconds back.
Could it be hereditary? Harrison Burton running as well as he's running at this racetrack?
I don't know. He runs good at Darlington, too, so maybe.
I think it might be. 2 tracks that you...
I think it was luck because Harrison Burton was a lap down, got away from around another quick caution. I don't think it's anything special. But yes, it's nice. He's running 12th now.
Traditional line that he's ran all day long. The 12 had to go search, and the 12 actually found some speed. So is the 12 just a better race car because he can run multiple grooves and still chase down this 19? But what they are also doing is you see the 12 car, they're pushing it further and further and further up the racetrack down here in turn 3 and 4. And we've seen some cars jump that cushion or get into, you know, the marbles and the debris up the racetrack and have some trouble. So that will be a problem, I think, later in the race as you're trying to find more and more speed and push the car further up the racetrack, getting into the dirty stuff. It's going to be hard to keep it out of the fence.
Yeah, the speed of the 12 forced Truex to look for something different. He really was comfortable running where he was running, didn't really want to be up here risking it. Yep. 85 to go, but if he just kept doing what he was doing, the 12 was going to get by him. So, you know, Truex is one of the smartest race car drivers.
The fuel window is open. Don't know when they're going to pit. Probably split it in half.
To what the 12 car was doing, and now Truex is learning. He knows what his car did on the bottom, middle, early in the race. Now he's learning what it can do on the top. That just makes him increasingly more dangerous.
Let's go through the field, brought to you by eBay. Marty?
Martin Truex Jr. has been up front for 193 laps today. Just incredible. It's mid-July. With those laps led today, he's already led more laps this year than he led the entire year in 2022 here in 2023. He's finished 3rd at his favorite racetrack, or one of his favorite racetracks, one of his home racetracks, 3 times, as he said earlier.
Enough with the home racetracks.
This one bad. Can he close it out, Dave?
Ryan Blaney has not led a lap yet today. Had this to tell his team.
Really good.
He's really catching Truex here.
He said the 19's pretty good, and then he ran that lap and said we're pretty good too. Oh, good.
19 is pretty good. We are pretty good too. Crew Chief Jonathan Hassler like that. On his last opportunity to pit, remember he stayed out. He took 4 tires. Meanwhile, behind him, his teammate Joey Logano only took 2 right side tires. He did say recently, though, that the balance is starting to come to the 22, Marty.
Dave, I asked Matt McCall, the crew chief for Brad Keselowski, earlier today, of all the tracks where Brad might get his first win as an owner-driver, where would New Hampshire rank? He said near the top, and you can see it in the numbers as well. He has 4 straight top 10s here. Can he get that first win, though, Kim?
We see Kyle Larson in the red and white, and crew chief Cliff Daniels has told me on multiple occasions Kyle is arguably the best raw talent out there, but it's figuring out how to harness that talent, given what he needs to perform. Well, today it seems Larson needs some firm direction, Marty, because Cliff has gotten stern on the radio, telling Larson to race the racetrack, not mere drive.
Tracking down Kyle Larson is Christopher Bell. So after that stop, Adam Stevens said when everyone else didn't stop around them, he said, listen, I think the long run is coming right here. This is going to pay to our advantage. And several times during this run, he has reminded him, we need longevity in the car. Take care of your stuff. Meanwhile, his teammate Denny Hamlin right behind him in 7th is struggling on the short runs.
Blaney keeping Truex honest is a welcome surprise.
Do the best you can. Calm down. Get back focused. Not really sure what to do here, but this is no changes from the last stop. Let's keep cycles. It could be messing with us.
has 3 New Hampshire
Lap
wins,
car
but
kind of hurt
one
Blaney
with
there
this
off of
car.
forward.
Told me
Truex
this
builds a
morning,
gap.
I watched Denny kiss that lobster, but he has a lot of work to do to get it there, Kim.
Probably gave Truex 2 or 3 tenths back. Blaney looks like he worked it back in the middle of 1 that time. Nah, Truex pulls him off of 2. Went from 3 tenths to 6 tenths this lap. I think into 3 is where Blaney's making up a lot of his ground. Yep. Truex is still really good off 4, but Blaney into 3 and through the center is really good.
Earlier this week, Bubba Wallace was very candid, and he said, listen, it's a reflection moment for us on the 23 team. Too many mistakes have put us too close to the cut line, and that's not where we want to be at one of their better racetracks here at New Hampshire. And today, I would say they have not only executed, which he said we need to do a better job of, they have persevered. Remember that brake shake issue? Bubba has fought through it.
There you go. Blaney into 3, closes again. 2 tenths. Where did the speed come from in the 12? He's on the same tires as Truex. He doesn't have a tire advantage. Larson's in 5th. He's got somewhat of a tire advantage, but at least 4.5 seconds back. It's not going to matter by the time pit stops start happening again.
Thanks, Dave. Well, this is the 3rd Monday race already this year, and those 2 drivers right there have been to victory lane at the other 2 Monday races.
Fascinating. Keselowski, Larson battle for 4th. Man, New Hampshire's really impressing me with all the different groups they have here. If only the cars were good on this style of race. We'd see a great race. If this was the old car with low downforce and higher horsepower, this would be an even better race. This has already been a good race. Could have been a great race if these cars didn't suck on this style of racetrack. And Blaney once again got to within 2 tenths and fell back. Truex is a gap again.
This week, Dale Jarrett will be on NBC Sports on Sirius XM with the Bagman and Pete Custodi on Wednesday at 9 a.m. Eastern. That's NASCAR Radio Channel 90. NBC Sports on Sirius XM with Dale Jarrett. Marty, are we seeing
Marty Janet
handling as well as he wants?
Well, he's been pretty good so far today. He's led all but 11 laps in this race so far, Rick.
Truex has led all but 11 laps. Good God.
And the line he's taken on the racetrack. Listen.
Nobody's passed him for the lead. Blaney's been the closest. Putting Ryan Newman a lap down. Give him hell, Newman. Nah, Newman let him go.
can see what the other drivers are doing. They can see they're making time on them, but Martin Truex Jr. isn't driving Ryan Blaney's car. So how does he react to that information from the spotter?
Well, I love the information. I think that's what the spotter, that's what his job is, to let you know what other guys are doing. And you can try it, but then when your car won't do it, you have to accept it, and the team has to accept it. Just trying to do it when it won't work is the wrong thing to do. But why won't it work? And that's what you heard Martin say. I'm too loose to do it. And now his team knows that that's where he needs to be. They're going to have to tighten that car up.
Well, you never want to, lose the lead or be contested, but this 12 getting close to the 19 might be just what James Smalls need to have the confidence to make a bigger adjustment. When you dominate 208 laps led by Martin Truex Jr., it's hard to dial yourself out if you don't think anyone's caught you. Blaney staying this so close has definitely showed that the 19 does have competition, not to mention the 5 and the 20 back in 5th and 6th. I think someone's going to do something on this pit stop. You look at the laps run, it's been about 70 for Truex.
I wonder, and when will they start pitting?
68 to go. So I think inside 4, 5, 6 laps from now.
Hey, welcome to the stream. You guys are late.
And if I'm Larson or Bell, I would pit
Welcome to the Martin Truex show.
Truex counter me. Blaney from second. 1 lap to pit road could be the track position that makes the difference.
And this 5 and this 20, Steve, have been stuck behind Brad Keselowski, just slightly held up by the 6, and that would be an opportunity to possibly.
I think if you're Blaney, you could pit any time now.
That 6 to come pit road sooner. If you can't pass him right here, like the 5's trying to do, looks like Brad and the 5 are going to drag race down the back straightaway. Maybe coming to a pit road could get you in front of these cars in this cycle.
Christopher Bell should short pit for sure. He needs to make up some time.
Are just hoping, but
Oh, I thought Larson was about to spin Keselowski.
outside of the 5, and Bell is getting frustrated because he knows if the 5 can't get by, then the 20 can't get by, and Brad is doing nothing wrong. This is why this is one of the driver that I thought could quote steal a win. Maybe he isn't the fastest car. If Brad Keselowski is in front of you, you're going to have to put a heck of a drive on to go by. Start to see that little bit of agitation looking out the windows. The pit crew's warming up. There it is.
Here's Blaney. As the leader hits 65 to go, Blaney pits from second.
Worth almost a second a lap, Dave.
So Ryan Blaney will take 4. Thank you very
That's
much.
really going to put some pressure on Truex. Blaney's good enough here to win this thing. And they're going to get a slow stop.
Even though he was running in second position, now counting on his pit
Was it me or was the jack not working?
better than the other teams.
Not a great stop for Blaney.
I love Jonathan Hafler's aggressiveness. Race like you want to win.
And here comes Truex to pit road immediately.
Falls knows he cannot give up more than a lap. Now the 19 comes to pit road.
And Larson to pit
65 go.
road.
We have seen long green flag runs finish the race here at New Hampshire. Now it's up to Truex. Efficient on pit road and a good stop, Marty.
Oh, he knew immediately.
It's the money stop.
James Small said, hey, we're pitting the next lap. And he also made an interesting comment, Martin Truex Jr., not only about his car being free, but he said the track is getting very slippery out there. They also saw the 12 had a slight bobble.
Think about it, it's as hot as it's been all day. 2:30 in the afternoon. We still got 64 to go. What a great stop. He's going to blister Blaney on this pit cycle, I think.
Pit road. Here's the 12. He had a little traffic with Eric Jones in the 43. He's at speed. The 19.
Blaney's guys didn't have the best pit stop. Truex's guys nailed it.
Not only did they hold serve, they gained even with a lap later to pit road.
Keselowski, Bubba, Briscoe, Burton, Busher, Gibbs, pit road.
Before those pit stops, and it's easily a second now. So he did gain on Ryan Blaney. Blaney trying to run that short line around
Well,
the racetrack.
without a caution, this is what we got.
Pit cycle now. Logano is out front here, and you see him on pit road. Dave.
Logano 2 tires last time. This time he will get 4 tires.
Christopher Bell in.
We're just behind Logano's pit stall, so he had a clean entry. He'll have a clean exit as well. Pit stall in front of him.
What a wasted day for the 20 team. They completely botched this race. The 20 team has completely botched this race.
So valuable today. Couldn't afford to leave Christopher Bell out on the racetrack, even though they had a 24-lap tire advantage on all the other guys. Bell in here comes just a little bit too free for him. He leaves right beside Joey Logano.
Now as you see on board with Bell, you see the 5 of Larson kind of reappear right there. And oh my goodness, this is not the guy he wanted to see.
Oh!
Now I gotta go by Brad again.
Good God. You see Larson and Logano there?
Now almost cycle ahead of the 20. 22. He's going to jump to the outside here, and on the new tires, the 22 just trying to get the heat in. I'm not able to accelerate off the corner. So that's 2 spots.
They were looking up and seeing Keselowski cycle through in front of Bell. I was reacting to Larson and Logano chopping each other on the straightaway.
Bell and those guys would want to have that cycle back, right? Do all that over again, and they might be in front of the 5 here, be able to drive away.
You're absolutely right, Dale. It's not the time on the racetrack, a half a second or a second. It's the positions. And to leapfrog those 2 cars is going to allow Kyle Larson to show us how good this 5 car is.
Priest is on pit road now, but that means the 4 in front of Truex still have to come to pit road, including race leader Kevin Harvick. Here's Kevin.
Wow. That was a really defensive line Logano took there on Keselowski.
It feels like I'm on a roller coaster, almost like I'm riding a bull, so that handling not great for Ryan Preece.
So we talked about who's where and what the situation is. Well, the 19 of Truex is going to be the leader. I know he's not yet. Harvick has to pit. Dillon has to pit. So here is the 19. Upper right, you see the track map. The 5 of Kyle Larson, who will, in my opinion, end up running 3rd after this cycle, is less than a half a straightaway behind. So it's going to be all about traffic. Now, if we get a yellow, Kevin Harvick, it's like winning the lottery ticket. Maybe not the $800 and something million lottery.
I'm hoping for a caution to help Harvick.
I feel like it because he is going to have the lead. Dillon and Byron and Suarez. That's their strategy right here. They're hoping for a caution.
Run as long as you can. Fuck it.
Have pitted because we believe
Somebody might bust their ass by the end of this.
the top 3 cars when the cycle gets completed.
How long do you ride around if you're Harvick? Not ride around, but how long do you race
As long as you can.
before you come to pit road?
You've already not followed the leaders on pit road, so in my opinion, now you just run until you need fuel. Run as far out as you can.
Well, now they're telling Harvick to pit this time. What a waste.
This time, maybe you can ride on board and watch this. Come to pit road, reaches up, shifts, adjusts the brakes.
Run long.
Progressive telemetry we're taking a look at. Kevin Harvick actually just surpassed 16,000 laps led in his career as he comes to pit road now.
Love watching them. They're so busy getting to pit road. Now look, he's going to look up at that tack, try to run the perfect amount of lights. Look at the RPM. Look how consistent that was. I mean, it was 4,400 plus or minus 50 RPM all the way to his pit stall.
With such a strong run for Kevin Harvick, he restarted in the 17th position, ran all the way to 8th before they started pitting. So he passed 9 cars.
Slow stop for Harvick. That's going to hurt their day. Bad pit stop. Holy Christ.
You see the driver's head start to shake when he knew the drag should. He was waiting for the jack to be dropped, and they were still tightening a lug nut.
Should have stayed out.
They know that it should have taken less time.
Falls back after this.
Stuart Haas, once again, ruining one of their drivers' races. Almirola was second. They didn't get the wheel tight. He wrecked from the lead. Harvick here, they pit him. They bring him off his strategy. Horrible pit stop.
Tony Stewart's, the Jeff Goodens, some of the biggest names. I'd love to see Harvick get a win in his final year.
Paul Bell taking the spot away from the 6 car. Jim.
The 24 of William Byron. Rudy Bugle was hoping somebody would lose a wheel. They would catch a caution. That's why he kept him out as long as he felt like he could. They just said not have the pace since they got that right front damage. It's a little tight on the 24 of William Byron. 4 tires, Sunoco fuel.
Some cars out on the racetrack on old tires, some on new. Some
Yeah,
interesting
Keselowski again running somebody really wide.
Daniel Suarez as Truex almost clears. Suarez almost turns him into
Oh,
the outside.
Suarez, you'd have been my hero for that.
The newer tires. Suarez out here on the long run.
Just to make things interesting.
59 laps since his last pit stop. No give and take.
Damn, Blaney drove it off in there.
He's also going to go by Suarez. Again, Suarez and Dillon still have to come to pit road.
Austin Dillon's a leader. He's not pitted. Suarez is 4th. He's not pitted.
75 laps since Austin Dillon was on pit road. See Suarez manhandling that machine.
That's what we need every time.
You remember Austin Dillon, he won a year ago at Daytona in big fashion to make the playoffs. Well, with the huge points penalty they had earlier in this year, it's win or you don't make it. I mean, the 3 of Austin Dillon is not going to make it on points. I think everybody can accept that. I mean, he's 143 behind him. While math probably says he in theory can.
Math.
Reality says he's not going to gain 140.
This ain't math, it's racing.
Basically 12
I don't
spots
want
in
math.
6 weeks, so he knows he has to win a race, and that's what you see right here. You see the crew chief Keith Rodden saying, "How can I win? How can I get lucky? This is it. Run as long as you can, and just hope you get a yellow. Hope things fall your way." I mean, it was a 20-car pileup at Daytona that he snaked his way through to get into the playoffs last year.
What kind of frustration is Austin Dillon facing because his teammate has already been to victory lane a couple times this year?
Well, it can be frustration, or you can also look at it as a huge opportunity. For a long time, RCR perhaps wondered what was beating them. Tyler Reddick a year ago showed that they can win, and RCR has proven this year they have winning equipment with Kyle Busch. I think Keith Rodden, longtime crew chief, longtime employee in the Chevy camp between Hendrick Motorsports and now RCR. You know, he knows. He's worked in big organizations. He was around HMS for the Jimmy Johnson years and some of these dominant seasons, and I think he's going to keep Austin on the right track and understand that, you know, when we compare Austin Dillon to Kyle Busch, it's a little unfair because that guy he's getting compared to, in my opinion, is going to be a first ballot Hall of Famer.
50 to go.
Back from Harvick. And again, Harvick came to pit road most recently on lap 245. He's running 17th. Here's a battle for 5th.
Yeah, the 99's just trying to run long here and losing a spot here and there pretty easily to these cars on new tires.
So Suarez and Dillon hanging on up in the top 6. Austin Dillon out in front.
Still got a pit.
Get a caution.
Knowing Austin Dillon's luck, he probably would get the damn caution. That kind of thing seems to happen for people like him. I'm excited for this race to get over with so I can go get some fucking Popeyes. I'm hungry and Truex has stunk up the show today. This is one I wouldn't have felt bad about not being able to stream if I was already working from home. Just think, I still remember the day back in 2014 where I was like, I wonder if Martin Truex Jr. will ever win another race. Boy, did he ever. Austin Dillon gives up the ghost, hits pit road, Truex assumes the lead, and will remain that way barring an act of God. Thank Christopher Bell's pit crew and Ryan Blaney's pit crew for making this happen.
Austin Dillon has come to pit road as the leader at the New Hampshire Motor Speedway. Couldn't take it much longer. He will have fuel and Goodyear tires to the end. Rick, that completes the cycle now, and you'll see that guy pretty fast. Martin Truex Jr. back up front.
3-second lead for Truex.
You now see it on the left-hand side, right? Truex leads Blaney just over 3 seconds back. Larson close.
Blaney second, Larson third, Logano fourth, Bell fifth, Hamlin sixth.
Now for Truex.
Suarez still hasn't pitted. He's eighth.
You know, we've heard all weekend about how hard this racetrack is, how easy it is to make a mistake. and especially running that high, or as almost like a cushion, you could easily.
Bubba Wallace, 8th. Gonna get a top 10 if it stays this way. Stop the bleeding of the last month. They've been bleeding a lot of points this last month. The 23 has.
What's so wild about that strategy is they are literally sitting right on top of the cut line at the bubble. This isn't the type of a gamble a team in such a very close position.
Yeah, the 99's essentially racing the 23 for the bubble spot. And I think the 99's going to get fucked here. I don't see this working out for him.
And in the wrong way, costing them a reasonable result today. And they could leave here when they were, right at the cut line. They could leave here 15, 20 points out.
I agree that it is a bit on the aggressive side, but I think that's Travis Mack's signature. I think we saw it when he worked for you at Junior Motorsports. Yeah, Michael Annett in the one car. He made calls like this that got that car into the playoffs in years that perhaps...
Poor Travis Mack was Michael Annett's crew chief. That's an impossible job.
I think this
Try to make Michael Annett look like a competent race car driver.
Hey, I'm not sure we can win, but this tells me that he's like, you know what? Trying to inch our way in 2 points at a time.
40 long, agonizing laps before this Truex clusterfuck is over.
I'm believing my team. I'm believing my driver. And if it works out, this could be the breathing room somebody at the cut line has been searching for over the last 10 weeks.
Truex 3 wide with a couple of lappers. Lost some. Wow, look at the mess of lap cars in front of him now. Holy fuck. Haley Allmendinger, Newman, Ty Dillon, Cindric, Austin Dillon. Good grief. There has been great. Truex has stunk this race up, but the racing here has been better than it's been at New Hampshire in a long while, I think. No resin, no PJ1, no nothing needed. It was just a good day. The tire was pretty good. Less downforce from when they were here last year. It's been a net gain for this racetrack today.
To the 2 cars behind him. It's already down to 2.2 seconds now. Remember, Blaney has to go through this traffic as well. But normally, the second place guy has a little bit easier time getting through traffic.
And the other thing you said, Steve, right there was 2 cars. It's not just Blaney anymore, as Larson has tied on to this battle for the win.
Truex lost a second and a half of his lead. It's down below 2 seconds now, 37 to go. And Blaney was fast enough to run with him earlier. Now Truex looks like he's catching a bit of a break in this traffic.
I'm going to go on to number 3 here for a little while when I'm talking about Martin Truex Jr. as he's working his way through this lap traffic. Martin Truex Jr.'s best finish here is 3rd. He's done it 3 times. He has 33 career wins in the Cup Series. And if you remember back to Marty's story about when he came here as a kid, who was he watching?
And now Blaney's got to deal with this traffic, so it should even out a bit. Truex is roughly going to be 2.5 seconds ahead instead of 3.5 ahead. So, yeah, Blaney's getting cucked by this traffic now.
Now he's gotten through most of that traffic, trying to put a little distance on him. And
Blaney's got to worry about Larson catching him.
Easier on the 2nd and the 3rd place car. So far, the lap traffic moving to the bottom of the racetrack, allowing the 12 and the 5 to get through.
Yeah, listen, why is that? Because until you're a lap down, you fight the leader. Yeah, once you're a lap down, probably a little bit of respect, although the 38's going to slide up. Blaney's like, no, I'm running that lane. I need the 3rd lane.
I need the 3rd lane. Well, with 35 laps to go. Let's take a look a little bit deeper through the field here. We'll start back in 11th with the 99 of Daniel Suarez. His best finish here at this track is 6th. But that was a long time ago, 6 years
in a galaxy far, far away.
Able to accomplish that. Daniel Suarez coming off a best finish this season of 2nd last week in Atlanta.
Kevin Harvick right behind the 99 in the 12th position. The 47-year-old from Bakersfield, California, in his final season. Will go into television for Fox next year, but he wants to go out on top, wants to get a win. And I think everybody who had this track circled 4 wins at New Hampshire. It's a decent day today. I'm not sure winning speed, but with 34 laps to go, you never know if we get a yellow and close up the field, what could happen.
43 car, Aaron Jones. He's playing that same.
Damn, Eric Jones is 13th.
With the 99 car.
Oh, he ain't pitted yet. That's why.
Running 13th, on lap 162. I'm sorry, he's running 13th now, but he is last pitted on lap 188. So he'll have to pit before the end of this race. We're trying to make something happen.
Chris Buescher on the 17 car. Having a pretty reasonable run today, moving forward here, trying to get around the 43 of Eric Jones. It's been a solid year for this group, and he has been a big part of lifting up this program over the last several months with Brad Keselowski. Brad's been super complimentary about the driver that Chris has been for this team. Looking for a win this year, but gonna have to settle for a top 10 today, I imagine.
Just behind him, Harrison Burton in the 21, the 22-year-old. He talked about maybe DNA helping out at this racetrack.
Oh, Noah Gregson hit the wall. Slow. Come on, NASCAR, put it out. Put it out. Caution's out. Fuck yeah. Brake rotor again for the 42, just like Gateway. And that gave him a concussion. And he just smacked the wall again on a brake rotor. Good Lord. Legacy Motor Club, get your shit together. You guys suck.
There you go. Either a tire or a rotor. He knows something failed on the 42 car.
This whole team has failed.
Yeah, so you can see the concrete or the paint from the safer barrier in the lip of the wheel, which tells me that he hit the wall very, very hard. Let's take a look at it, guys.
30 to go. We got a yellow.
He's heading down into the
Down the front stretch again.
See, the right front just dropped, and the car would not turn at that point. So certainly the right front.
Hey, Noah Gregson gets to add another DNF to his legendary total since he's entered the Cup Series.
He was just off pit road at lap 266. So that was like 5 laps ago. So you wonder if the new tire, let's watch this. I mean, for sure something in the right front goes down, right? Whether it's the tire or a rotor causes the tire or it's just a flat tire, you know, could there have been something that happened on the pit stop that damaged the valve stem and a slow leak on the wheel? Either way, a right front issue for the 42.
Probably if it's a rotor, we'll see things fly through the hood. We'll see a big explosion on the right front fender, etc., Steve. Don't really see that in this case.
Guys, I'm pretty sure on one of the first replays I saw the ring, the lug, come off. I think
Suarez is 12th. He caught his caution. Eric Jones in 14th caught his caution. I don't know if it's going to really help him much. I mean, it's a net gain for Jones anyway.
So if that's the wheel nut, what happens is the wheel comes off the hub enough that the brakes, we showed you earlier in the animation.
I thought NASCAR was really going to try to not throw a caution there. I was about to be so mad.
Miles an hour, that is basically like putting it in a machine shop. That brake rotor cuts right through the aluminum wheel and takes all the air out right away. So that might have been exactly what happened, Rick, right? Is the
right there?
Yeah. So first of all, tight wheel nuts don't come off even after hitting the wall. Makes no difference. The impact won't change it. So Rick, I think you're absolutely right. I would say that the wheel came loose, made contact, cut through the wheel. That's why we had a flat tire. Straight into the fence for the 42.
Unfortunate for Noah Gregson. The 5 had just gotten around the 12 of Blaney.
Well, now it's decision time, right? What do?
Obviously, you pit. You've run enough laps to where you're going to pit.
On your tires. We've seen 2 tires be an option. Will somebody think 2 tires in track position will get the win? With
I'm begging somebody to play a desperate move for track position.
With 29 to go.
No, pit road's open. Everybody's going to pit, but the question is 2 or 4.
Fresh good years on, Dave.
I look for the Penske cars to take 2. I would look for Logano to do 2.
I was thinking something different.
2 for Logano, right?
This may be 2 tires for Blaney.
2 tires for Joey. I called it. 2 tires for Blaney. I would expect 2 for Truex. Yep, 2 for Truex. They took the others off the wall. The track position's too important. Christopher Bell's taking 4. They just had to fuck Bell over one more time. So 7 cars do 2 tires. Christopher Bell in 8th on 4. Oh, Blaney got a running over equipment penalty. So, well, Blaney's going to go to the rear on that penalty. That's going to move Bell up 1 more spot on 4 fresh tires. We'll see if it can pay off here towards the end. Bell's got the speed to run with Truex. Does he have the time? before Truex checks out on this restart like he's been really good at doing today. Man, that sucks for Blaney. They were good enough to run with Truex, and that was going to be their chance. It says here that Harvick and Austin Dillon stay. Now that makes sense. Harvick and Austin Dillon staying out there makes absolute sense. Didn't think of that. But I still think Truex has got this in the bag, unfortunately. That's interesting. Get up there and get in the way is all I can tell you. The Ford team, if they do stay here, it makes sense. Make up the time they lost on pit road. Yeah, they'll be on older tires, but still think it's going to work out for them. They'll finish better than where they were going to finish had they just pitted with the rest of the field. A lot of two-tire stops. The four-tire guys are buried too deep with too few laps, but one gets a good restart and catches a quick caution. You never know. I'm looking at Bell. Going to be about 9th or 10th. And yeah, Harvick is the leader.
Crayon 301 on USA. Continuing. And I think, speaking of continuing, the intensity continues to pick up as the number of races go down. Next week, it's Pocono.
Restarts at Pocono are a bit stressful.
I like Pocono.
The leader, Kyle Busch, the 18, losing several spots.
Turn one's very inviting to go 4, 5, 6 wide. You want to get as much as you can right then and there when everybody's all grouped up together.
They lean on each other a little bit, Chastain. Oh!
Spotter really can't tell how many wide you are. When you get to that certain point, he's like I can't tell. It's on you.
You look like you're 4 wide. Yeah, but I'm not sure. I can't see him. Cannot see if there's any debris.
Definitely need to position yourself based on the idea that chaos is going to ensue. If not, you're probably going to end up wrecked.
Another big weekend coming up for NASCAR on Saturday on USA. It's countdown to green at 5.
Wait a minute. The Xfinity Series race is at 5:30 at a track with no lights. Xfinity is 5:30 on Saturday. Keep an eye on that weather forecast this week. Jeez, I mean, there is a truck race too. But damn, start trucks at noon. Start Xfinity at 3:30 at the latest. What are you doing? All right, Austin Dillon, Kevin Harvick, front row. I think Truex is still going to win. Damn, what a job by Harvick on this restart. But the bottom didn't go at all, so Truex is going to make quick work of him. Yeah, Truex has got it. God damn, like, can anybody do anything here? Jesus fuck. Oh, Briscoe almost turned to 5.
Briscoe back. He actually hit the back end of the 5 of Larson.
Bell needs to get a couple of quick spots here and a caution. God, Hamlin and Keselowski running wide. Damn, Logano's running up on Truex. Logano followed Truex through and ran up on his bumper off of 4. Logano's one of those guys, he can dig deep and find something late in a race that you don't think he's had all day. And we saw earlier, Penske car was able to keep pace with Truex. So we'll see here. Oh, that 3 almost lost his nose. I thought he was going to take Larson out. Logano pressuring Truex. Tyler Reddick 5th. Keep him honest, Joe. I can't believe I'm rooting for Joe Logano to make something happen. That would just piss everybody off if Logano steals one from Truex. Crash, the 48, the 54, the 17. Caution's out. Caution's out. That looked like it was going to be a massive crash. So they obviously threw a caution for that.
And another restart in front of us.
Yeah, now fresh tires are over for the leaders. Whatever you have on is what you have with 21 to go.
Damn, Logano was staying with Truex. Maybe Logano's got the short run speed to make some shit happen here.
19 and 22.
Won't that be funny?
New Englanders up front, but it was
Where's this
right
start?
here.
Oh, is it the 43? Oh, no, Ty Gibbs got in the back of the 48, spun him into the 43. 43 corrected Bowman's spin and stacked up Buescher and Harrison Burton. So they threw the caution. I can't believe I'm rooting for Logano to make some shit happen here just because I want to see everybody rage. If I can get one thing out of this race, it's the internet to lose its fucking mind after Truex leads all but like 10 laps and doesn't win. Now, don't think Logano won't use him up. I know a lot of guys race you how you race them, but Logano doesn't care how clean you race him. He's going to race you dirty. When the chips are down, he's a shithead. If he gets through that restart zone and is side by side with Truex as they enter turn 1, look out. Because remember, it's Joey's home racetrack too. Oh boy, foreshadowing.
Win at New Hampshire.
Kevin Harvick has done what he needed to do this afternoon.
Yes, sir, DH, that's what I'm talking about. Thank you, team. Great job.
Eric Almirola has turned the trick.
Christopher Bell wins the day.
Look at him. Look at him.
The Lobster awaits whoever makes it to victory lane today. Will it be Martin Truex Jr., who would do it for the first time in a Cup car? Or could it be a repeat for Logano or Harvick? Loud the Lobster, right there.
Larry.
Larry the Okay, you can rename it whatever you want. Take a look at what
Junior
happened.
called him Larry the
You see
Lobster.
Ty Gibbs, Alex Bowman outs up the racetrack. Then underneath them, essentially it's 4 wide and just not enough room. 54 to the left rear quarter panel of Bowman. I don't know how this wasn't a bigger wreck. I mean, this happened. Look how many cars are behind this. Bowman did an incredible job of saving that. And Bowman's not happy. You know, he just got running the left rear quarter panel. Probably no more than 99 here.
God's favorite race car driver screwed over the 48.
It's tough, especially late in this race, to have the patience to let that play out and not drive yourself right into a crash. All those drivers doing an amazing job. You have to think about the 48 car and what damage he has to the left front from the contact of Eric Jones. Dave.
When Paul Wolf and I spoke this morning, he wasn't sure what was going to happen in the first 10 laps of the race. Now with just the 2 fresh tires, you know how much Joey can get done against Truex and the rest.
Well, like I said, Michelle Pennzoil Ford, we came here this weekend trying something new, trying maybe a little more out of our comfort zone. Like I told you, I wasn't sure how I was going to race. We didn't get those long runs in practice, but obviously we had a solid car all day. Joey's done a good job managing it. I think we got it as good as we're going to get it at this point, and we know when we put him up front here at a shootout like this, he's as good as anybody. So
Yeah, go get it, Joey.
all the effort everyone working towards
Hampshire for a couple of New England guys?
Yeah, it doesn't hurt. It's always fun to come up here and see if we can get us another lobster.
Paul and Joey are both from up here, Marty.
Let's chat with James Small and see what he thinks about Martin Truex Jr. trying to get their first New Hampshire win. So he didn't take off quite as quick there after dominating the day. Was it because of the 2 tires and the difference in handling?
Yeah, definitely. Just a little bit different. Martin's not the greatest.
Truex outside, Logano inside, Larson Harvick second row.
So, hopefully that equalizes a little bit here after that cycle, and we can drive up into the distance.
Go get him, Joey. Oh, man. This could be big. This could be hilarious.
Yeah, we're just letting know that maybe they have a little bit more acceleration doing it. Being a shorter run, we don't have to look after the tires as much. So we'll see. He's a good operator. He knows what's going on. So hopefully it works out.
There you go. So, Jeff, how interesting would that be? Truex really has not shifted pretty much all day long, and now maybe needs to change up the game to win the race. What do you think?
Truex is a veteran, and he's been shifting. I mean, it's not uncommon to shift. So
Joey, nail this restart. Make some entertainment for me. All I want to do is be entertained.
The big thing is this launch. The inside line typically does not get a good restart. So right now, Martin knows that. So the whole key is to beat Logano into turn 1, and it all starts in the restart zone.
And that happens in about 100 yards. As they're 2x2 now. Martin
Joey, pull up. Joey, pull up. Damn, race over. That inside line just sucks so damn bad on restarts. Damn. I wanted some entertainment, but we're not going to get it.
Chase Briscoe to the inside of a 5 car back there, not going to be able to make that work. Larson
Good turn 2 for Joey, but
look at Harvick on the outside.
Harvick, hell of a run down the back.
Joey down the back straightaway, he stays in line.
Inside is a death sentence on the front stretch for these restarts. It looks like the outer line. Oh, Chastain really wide there. Thought he had a flat. And Joey closed back in. He didn't get the restart he needed, but maybe Joey needs it to play out a couple laps. Christopher Bell's just getting screwed. Story of the day, Christopher Bell getting screwed. You better cut away from it, NBC. Damn, what a turn 4 for Joey Logano. Oh, my God. Got a little loose, but damn, what a run through 4. Yeah, Truex's car is not very agreeable to 2 tires here, it seems. Mirror drive. Yeah, do his strategy. Do Joey's strategy back at him.
We heard James Small mention, I hope that they've equalized as far as the difference.
I mean, it seems about the same as it was before the previous yellow.
But he hasn't put a dominant performance on the 20.
Oh, Christopher Bell hit the wall hard. Caution's out again. This is huge. This is better for Truex, honestly. I think Logano needs a few laps to have a chance. I think these restarts are hurting and helping Truex. Cautions breed cautions. And yeah, Bell's car's shit.
Not sure if he had any contact or just sailed it into.
Turned into battle for survival here at the end.
Just trying to do too much. You can see the car sideways.
Yeah, he busted his ass. Finally, he made a mistake.
No way to save it.
Huge impact too. Big damage.
Loose. Right there. Bam. Yeah, that's so.
Not going to get to pit road there with all those cars underneath him.
Top 10 run going. You know, you probably with the car you have should have finished in the top 3 even. This car has had speed all day long.
Damn.
Now you're going to have a terrible result. I mean, the emotions and frustrations from that.
And it's going to hurt him in the regular season points. Where's William Byron running?
He's looking at the wall.
William Byron fell off and never recovered. He's the points leader coming into this.
Just a lot going on in there.
You can see he did a great job of standing in the gas right here, trying all he could to keep it from impacting the wall any harder than it was going to, but it happened so late in the corner, there's no way to get it slowed down, really.
It was this race last year that Christopher Bell really started things off as his run for the championship. Let's listen in on the 19 radio now.
He just lost it, man. Lost it on entry before he got back to it. You have a company policy that says when one of our teammates leaves, don't
Truex is pissed at Bell for bringing out the caution. He's going to nail this restart. That inside line just doesn't go on restarts no matter who's up front. I think the caution probably helped Truex. I mean, yeah, it gives another opportunity to get screwed over, but I think it'll ultimately help him here. Jeff Burton throwing some shade at Truex's reaction there.
Joe gets racing, and we'll see if Martin will go with that suggestion.
Whew. Shout out to everybody who had Bell in their fantasy lineup. I'm sure there was a lot of that going on. We'll restart with 9 to go. How about this? Joey Logano picked the outside, so he moves back to the second row outside behind Truex. He wants to get this launch. That puts Larson on the front row. Can Larson do any better on the front row on the inside than Joey did?
He had a choice. He could have lined up on the inside line next to Martin Truex, but he decided no. He could not
put his big yellow car in that rearview mirror and make Truex think about this.
And you would think that's a submission move, but actually it's an offense move. Get a great launch, enter turn 1 right to the 19 car reserve bumper and see if you can.
Interesting choice here, but I like it.
Try something different.
But it puts Larson now on the front row, gives those guys an opportunity.
9 laps to go. Truex brake checking him. Joey didn't go for it. Pretty good launch by Joey, but Truex has such an advantage on that front row being the leader. Just fucking smokes Logano into turn 1. Oh, Logano had a bad corner there. Gathers it up. He's going to clear Larson off of 2. And they're probably not done wrecking behind him.
That's exactly what he wanted. He was afraid with that.
So like I said, these little, if it's like a 2-3 lap run, it favors Truex because he just gets such a gap after the restart.
Everyone using this racetrack up all the way from the double
8 to go.
To the almost the wall. And now there's Austin Dillon was down on the apron when he entered the turn.
Logano can't get to him now. That's a shame. I wanted some entertainment. They had to tease me like I was going to be entertained here. And it just didn't happen. Didn't materialize today. Joey really loose off of 4. Holy hell.
Big loose, big lead.
Big loose, big lead. Big L's. That's what everybody else took in this race today except for Truex.
Brady got loose off of turn 4, couldn't clear the 6 of Brad Keselowski. That's going to allow Brad to take the spot back here in turn 1 and 2.
Damn. And the field's getting strung out pretty quickly here compared to the last 2 restarts. Oh, Bubba and the 43 almost wrecked off of 4. What a move by Bubba to get away from the 43. They almost hooked. Well, it could have been better, Junior. Almirola was leading when he wrecked. Truex pulling away. A 10th here, a 10th there. Everybody off of 4 is getting sideways like crazy.
Ross Chastain on the outside. Gilliland and Harrison Burton door to door for position. Those two trying to stay in front of the 20.
I thought Denny Hamlin was about to spin the 3. Might have made a little contact. Come on, somebody do something. We got 5 laps. Need another restart. Woo!
Dillon just cannot clear. That 11 to run the line.
Ooh, the 14 overcooked the quarter. Thought he was. I thought that was a tire blowing out for a second.
Under 4 laps to go. Take a look at the 14. You saw that.
Surprised NASCAR didn't hit the damn caution button when they saw the smoke.
Under 3 to go.
Truex is second ahead of Logano. Logano was so bad on these restarts late, he just couldn't do anything.
Logano now 6 car lengths behind Martin Truex Jr.
2 to go.
Up on 2 laps to go.
Watch the exit of 4. That's where the action is. Everybody's pretty strung out now. Oh, Ty Gibbs in the wall. Ty Gibbs in the wall.
He was up against the wall. He keeps it going.
Ah, he's going to keep it going. God damn it. Damn it. So close.
The inside of Austin Dillon.
Thought we were going to get our green, white checker. Yeah, Joey closed in, but he's running out of time. He needed more laps. Like I said, those quick cautions were the biggest help to Truex. It seemed like it wasn't, but it really was.
He was going to retire, or if he was going to continue on.
And Joey put together a hell of a couple laps here. Just he needs a few more.
It will be the first time that Martin Truex Jr. in his career has won at New Hampshire. The 22 has closed the gap, but not enough.
And Martin Truex Jr. puts everyone to sleep on Monday afternoon in New Hampshire. Larson 3rd, Harvick 4th, Keselowski 5th. What a day.
For years, Martin Truex Jr. would be on
Bubba Wallace 8th. Good result for them on the cut line. Briscoe top 10. It was a good day for Stuart Haas. Harvick got his top 5 and Briscoe got a top 10.
His trophy will be that lobster in victory lane.
Truex's first New Hampshire win. I'm actually really surprised by that.
For Martin Truex Jr.
Race over. Bring out the dancing lobsters.
We see Coach Gibbs celebrating with the team.
Appreciate that a lot. Way to stay after it. Hey, big year for us coming up. Father, just thank you for this. We want to honor you with
Oh, yeah, the cheesy post-race prayer. Do they pray when they don't lead 280 laps?
Winning prayer for the team. And we take a look at checkered flag moment brought to you by Advanced Auto Parts. The third Monday race this year, and Martin Truex Jr. has won 2 of them.
Stock Martin Truex Jr. win. But the race definitely had its moments. It was a good race. Got to make sure that thing passes inspection.
Front stretch here in New Hampshire. Tires falling apart.
Well, what would have been my race bet finished third? I picked the Hendrick car for New Hampshire and would have finished third.
Rick, in a place where he spent so much time as a kid, after 3 third-place finishes here at New Hampshire Motor Speedway, Martin Truex Jr. is finally winner here in New Hampshire. This one will be celebrated by the entire Truex family. Martin, is there a win you wanted more than this one?
I don't think so. I mean, what we've been able to do here over the years is pretty remarkable, and to not win was really getting frustrating. You know, James and I talked about it many times. We thought about it all weekend. You know, talked about it with Christopher before the race. He's like, man, you've led more laps here than I've ever even raced in Cup. But just really awesome job by everybody. What a race car we had today. Just proud of the whole team. Pit stops were flawless. Race car was unbelievable. We had some challenges at times throughout the race, and it was a handful at times, but we just kept our heads down, kept digging. So just thanks to everybody, racers, Bass Pro, auto owners.
He definitely earned it. The cautions fell every which way that could have screwed them up, but they didn't get screwed up by it.
Flight safety, all the people that help us. Just, man, this is feeling really good to do what we did today and finally cap it off with a lobster.
Do you remember being an 8-year-old and sitting in those stands watching your dad race at this place? I mean, how much significance does that add to this for the Truex family?
That's a lot. It's a big part of it. I sat in turn 1 with my mom. My little brother was drinking out of a bottle. So, I mean, it was, we were young, you know, 12, 13, maybe 14, whatever. But, you know, this is the first big track I ever came to with my dad and watched, and first time I ever seen Cup cars in person and Busch cars in person, and just, it's been a special place for us. And, you know, being able to win K&N, being able to win the Busch Series, this one's been eluding me for a long time. So I'm just really happy, really thankful, and can't say enough about my team, man. They're incredible. I'm lucky got to drive these things.
What were you thinking on those final few restarts? Cautions kept coming out, and you had it in hand.
Stop wrecking. Everybody just stopped wrecking. But, yeah, I mean, luckily we were able to hold them off. Car was just so fast. I don't know. I don't even know what to say, man. Speechless. Been after this one a long time. This one's sweet.
William Byron finished 24th. Got to check those regular season points over this. Truex might run away with the regular season points now.
So he's going to hoist the lobster, and he's going to hold on to the lobster. I don't think you have to kiss the lobster, do you, Steve?
He might. I mean, he's earned the right to do it. If he wants to give that thing a big kiss in victory lane, let him. This is a guy, he said it. I mean, over 1,000 laps last year. You saw the drivers in front of him.
Did you see that there? The kid was trying to hand him the flag, and he's like, no, I just want to fist bump you. You keep the flag. How about that?
This will be a popular win, and this is a shot for the field. Truex is back, 3rd win this year. There's no telling what this win will mean to this team as the year continues.
And remember, it's a pretty flat.
Well, Martin Truex wins. It's Monday.
Go to the championship
I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. Cut this one off quick.
If you look at what they do at New Hampshire,
might come back and stream something later today.
race of the year. Martin Truex Jr.
All by my